Is your car ready? Cussin Auto features Cooper and Continental tires, helping to ensure a comfortable and safe driving experience no matter the season. Let Cussin Auto handle your next oil change, knowing our team will inspect your vehicle for all your service needs. After all, we'll do it right or not at all. Call 860-289-2389 or visit CussinAutomotive.com.
Cussin Automotive. Unite. Cussin. Unite.
I'm at Big Y, and my son calls to tell me tomorrow's the holiday cookie swap. Then I see the baker putting out these fresh cookies, and she says,
2 dozen of these. Wrap them individually. Done.
nice.
Here's to happy holidays and tasty traditions. Big Y, nicely done.
The days are shorter and the temperature is starting to drop. Remember, the local weather information you need is right here on WTIC News Talk 1080. Accurate local weather information with Bob Cox and the WTIC weather team. Weekday mornings and afternoons on the 8th and around the clock. The local fall weather information you need is on WTIC News Talk 1080. Listen on your radio, your smart speaker, or on the free Odyssey app.
WTIC AM, an equal opportunity employer, is providing broad outreach regarding job vacancies at our station. We seek the help of local community organizations in referring qualified applicants to our station. Community organizations that wish to receive our vacancy information should call Stephanie Gragan at 804-474-0010. In addition, all listeners are encouraged to visit Odyssey.com for an online listing of job openings at all Odyssey radio stations.
When something goes wrong in your home, it's hard to get someone quickly that you trust. Luckily, you can call the Bee. We'll be there and we'll be fair. The staff is highly trained on plumbing, heating, cooling, and drainage systems. Call the Bee today for up to 100 drain cleaning. Check out all offers at callthebee.com. That's calltheb.com.
Terms and conditions apply. See website for full details.
This is Reese on the Radio, filling in for Todd Feinberg on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Love to eat turkey, 'cause it's good. Love to eat the turkey like a good boy should, 'cause it's turkey to eat so good. A turkey for me, turkey for you. Let's eat turkey in a big brown shoe. Love to eat the turkey at the table. I once saw a movie with Betty Grable. Eat that turkey all night long. 50 million Elvis fans can't be wrong. Turkey, turkey dee, turkey, turkey dap. I eat the turkey and I take a nap. Love to eat turkey.
Yeah! What's going on, all you scallywags and nutbeggars? It's Thanksgiving Eve right here on NewsTalk 1080 WTIC. I am, of course, your host, Reese on the Radio. Another holiday, folks. Another holiday is upon us. It is the unofficial start of the holiday season. It's always really Thanksgiving. But, you know, I guess Thanksgiving Eve, it's fair because everybody's out shopping. The supermarkets are crowded. My wife just came back complaining about how many people were inside the supermarkets. Why didn't you tell me Thanksgiving is tomorrow? I'm like, are you kidding me? Everybody knows it's Thanksgiving tomorrow. No matter who you are, Jew, Gentile, Muslim, everybody knows. And everybody's doing their last minute shopping. They want to get all the fresh stuff. So happy Thanksgiving to every one of you. We will not be here. That's unfortunate. No one is sadder than I am about not being here. Just so you understand that. I am incredibly disappointed that I will not be here tomorrow because I work every day. I believe in work, work, work. Idle hands in the devil's playground. But there will be the best of Reese on the Radio tomorrow, right here on this fine network at 3 p.m. Now, I got to tell you something. I do not believe there has ever been a best of Reese on the Radio at any time. At any time in my career. I've done best of shows with other people and all that stuff, but I don't think I've ever had my very own best of show. I don't know what
Yeah, I'm the greatest producer ever.
Oh, okay. Well, see, I was about to say, I don't know what clips Roland has put together. He listens to this show, and he's probably going through all of them going, yep, I like that one. Yep, I like the way that one went. And he is going to put them on. But I am going to be listening just because I've never heard myself do a best of. You know, like Kanye said, my biggest regret is never have heard myself live. So I'm going to be listening to my best of as well. And I recorded some clips for them. By the way, have you heard the clips yet for the best of show that I recorded? Roland, you haven't heard them yet?
Oh, no.
Okay, I will play one of them today. But they're pretty funny, if I do say so myself. By the way, if you go to ReeseOnTheRadio.com as well, I'm doing something different here. So hear me out. The most important thing about this show and the Reese on the Radio Rundown, it was always developed as an online sort of television show. And many of the people who watch Reese on the Radio live watch it right on their television screens, like they're watching a regular program. And I had been working really, really hard in the last year to streamline the radio show with the visual of the show. And I finally figured out how to do it by trial and error, and I will. So, if you are ever so inclined, as many of our scallywags do online and who meet us in the chat room, if you want to enjoy the show, you can join us there by going to ReeseOnTheRadio.com so you can watch the show, listen to the show. It's all in the same thing. So the importance is that we all listen to the show. For those of you who can't watch the show or can't listen to the radio on air, you got to wear the headphones. You can go to ReeseOnTheRadio.com and watch the show live. You'll miss nothing. The beauty of it is that there are visual aids. So when I play audio sound bites, you'll be able to see those actual video sound bites. We've incorporated all of them on ReeseOnTheRadio.com. So the show is both audio, audible, and video. Right? Same thing. Streamlined. It's like watching TV. So, and I'm trying to make it the best experience. That's the best way to put it. I want to make this an experience for each and every one of you because it's an experience for me to be here. So we'll get into all of that in a minute. 5 o'clock focus is going to be interesting. We're going to lighten up a little bit. We'll talk about, of course, Turkey Day.
Love to eat turkey, 'cause it's good.
Love to eat turkey because it's good. I got to
No, I don't like Thanksgiving.
You don't what? You don't like Thanksgiving? Is that what you just said?
Thanksgiving turkey.
You don't like Thanksgiving turkey. So what do you eat? Duck? Chicken? What do you have?
We have gumbo, jambalaya. We have fried turkey outside in a big giant.
You put the fried turkey in one of those the little pots outside with the deep fryer?
Yeah, and that tastes pretty good, but I'm not a big Thanksgiving turkey eater. I've never been. I always liked, when I used to eat pork, I always liked the ham much better than the turkey.
You used to eat pork? Really?
Yeah.
What's your problem with pork?
I just don't eat beef or pork.
You don't eat beef or pork?
Yeah, I eat chicken and shrimp, pretty much. Chicken and shrimp.
Ken says spam. I used to enjoy a nice spam sandwich, Ken.
No. I never ate spam. That's disgusting. That's like eating Vienna sausages. That's disgusting too.
Okay, those are disgusting. Those are absolutely disgusting. Yeah, so, all right, it's unfortunate you won't be eating regular turkey. I'll be having regular turkey. I will be having what I can only describe as a Mexican-style Thanksgiving. My wife, as you may know, is Mexican. I think we're going to see her in-laws or my in-law, her brother, his wife, and going to have Thanksgiving over there. I think my mother-in-law and my father-in-law are all going to be there. So I'm expecting to have a very Mexican-y themed
Fun fact, I'm also Mexican.
What's that?
I said, fun fact, I'm also Mexican.
Are you Mexican?
My dad's father, which is my grandfather, was half Mexican, half black.
Wow. Holy moly. That's interesting.
So what did that make me, like 12.5% or something like that?
That makes you Blaxican.
So I'm 12.5% Mexican.
Okay, my wife just found out that she's 11% black.
Hey.
I don't even know how that worked out. But anyway, I guess so. I wanted to say something today because I do want to do the opening monologue and then I'll get to the phones in a second. So stand by. I was thinking about this on my walk this morning. And you might remember on this very show back in the days, I gave an opening monologue about Kamala Harris and Donald Trump and what each have contributed in their lifetime as the candidates for president in 2024. You might remember the breakdown that I had of these two individuals was Donald Trump was a builder. He built buildings. He built businesses. He created, what do you have, Trump Steaks or whatever it was, Trump University. He had a lot of organizations and things that he built. Of course, he had The Apprentice. He did things that created jobs, and people who worked for him became millionaires. Some, you might even say, probably did better than that, but he made people fortunes. He allowed them to work at his company, thrive at his company, and be a success. He also had plenty of failures, sometimes too many to mention. And I remember talking about that in sort of juxtaposition with Kamala Harris and saying, what did Kamala Harris do in her life? And she was like the party girl who always had the velvet rope pulled aside from her, so to be ushered in and to enjoy some of the fruits of her life, right? Everything that she got was pretty much handed to her, was pretty much ushered in by someone else, from Willie Brown to Barack Obama. Everyone around her pretty much ushered her through life. And this was a test in this last election to say, who were we going to go with? The businessman who had tried and failed and also had successes, but tried and failed. And someone who had never created anything for anyone, never created a job, never created a business, never failed at any of those things. And of course, we saw the result on November 5th. But then I started thinking in my morning walk, which I do every weekday with my wife, I started thinking about something. And I remembered what people always say to me about Donald Trump. Donald Trump is a billionaire, yes, but he failed. What about the times when he went bankrupt? He went bankrupt so many times. So many businesses were failed. So many people lost their jobs. He didn't pay this person, that person. So as I'm listening to this, I'm listening to all of these things that Donald Trump clearly went through. Because if I'm going to trust the people who are critiquing him, let's take them at their word. You're right. Donald Trump had been sued plenty of times. Donald Trump did fail at many ventures in his lifetime. He had some successes. In fact, it might even be fair to say that Donald Trump failed more than he succeeded. But he succeeded enough to be a billionaire. He may not be the billionaire that he or maybe others have claimed. Maybe he's not in the tens of billions. Maybe it's just 4 or 5. But he's there. He's wealthier than most. But it's true. I want to stick to that one point. You see, Donald Trump has failed. And Donald Trump has had to face those failures. Many people have called Donald Trump a loser because of it. But what do we know about Donald Trump is that no matter how often he fails, he keeps going because he understands that failure is not a setback. It's an opportunity to learn. It's an opportunity to achieve success. But I want to get rid of all of that. That's all nice. Those sentiments are great. But what really stuck with me this morning during my morning walk was the opposite side. The people who were critiquing Donald Trump, talking about all of his losses, how did they behave this time when Donald Trump won and they lost? How did they behave in 2016 when they lost? Did they throw temper tantrums? Did they fall to the floor and start flailing around like a toddler? Did they threaten to blow up the White House or threaten violence on people? Annie Dunleavy? Did they call swatting attempts on cabinet members like we found out today? Did they try to assassinate the guy? Yes. You want to know why? Because while they're creating this atmosphere that Donald Trump is a loser, what they fail to recognize is that he knows how to lose. They do not. That's why they focus on failure so much. Because if anybody knew anything, they would know that failing is a part of life. Think about it. You're hearing people critique failure who are part of the participation trophy crowd. They are the crowd that wants the DEI. They are the crowd that wants the CRT. They are the crowd who wants the ESG. They are the crowd who wants everything handed to them without merit. They don't want to fail. They think they're entitled. So while they're pointing out Donald Trump's failures, what they're really telling you is that that's the reason why they hate the system. Is because if it doesn't adhere to their whims, they get to fail like Donald Trump. See, Donald Trump's a loser because he tries to beat the system. And the system's going to make you a failure. Look at him, that loser. And so because they don't want to be losers, they demand action. They demand things. That's who they are. They cannot settle with failure because when they do, they don't know how to act. They don't understand that failure is the key component to success. Without it, there is none. So I want you to all think about that when you're having these conversations with people who talk about losing, who talk about Donald Trump getting bankrupt and failing at things. Look at them and say, what have you failed at? And what did you learn? Haven't you ever failed? Isn't that a part of existing? Trying something, failing at it, and learning from it? We used to call those mistakes. And we used to call that being human. But people don't want to be human anymore. I don't know what came over them, but I think that's where we are. I watched Kamala Harris's speech, that little video she did, or the DNC posted. I know a lot of you think that she was drinking in that video. And it may very well be true. But I want you to think about that the next time you watch that video or if somebody shares it with you and you see Kamala Harris looking a little tired, disheveled, maybe a little inebriated. I want you to look at her and I want you to understand that is the look of someone who can't deal with failure. And I don't say that to pop shots at Kamala Harris. I used to drink, and I recognize exactly what I saw. My wife has a great line. She says, if you spot it, you got it. And when I looked at Kamala Harris, I could not laugh like many people do. I could not look at her and snicker and say, you got yours. I saw somebody who may be very well drinking her sorrows because she doesn't know how to fail. And that's what we're dealing with, people who don't want to lose. And instead of doing that gracefully, they flail about. or in Kamala's case, allegedly, they harmed themselves. We should take note of that. It's Thanksgiving. This is the season. And I know that it's, we went through a hard fight. If we'd lost, many of us would have just got up, dusted ourselves off, and walked away. But we won. Part of winning gracefully is understanding that they get to lose gracefully if they want. We need to give them that opportunity. When we come back from the break, I've got an incredible story out of the New York Post. And it turns out the one group that was the thorn in the side of the Democrats has finally realized that they need to lose gracefully too. You don't want to miss it. If you haven't heard the story, stand by. We've got it for you on the opposite side of this break. It's Reese on the Radio on NewsTalk 1080 WTIC.
As the year changes to 2025, your year-end benefits expire, changing to a new year set of benefits. So now's your opportunity to finish getting your money's worth with your benefits. If you haven't completed all your teeth cleanings, now is the time for that last cleaning of the year. Get the most from your benefits at Columbia Dental, where you can count on one day, same day, 7 days a week, quality dental care. Because your dental help shouldn't have to wait till Monday morning. Visit ColumbiaDental.com.
For the past 3 seasons of Gone South, we've covered one story per season. Now, Gone South is back for a 4th season. But this time, we're doing things a little differently. In Gone South Season 4, we'll be bringing you news stories every week with no end in sight. Listen to and follow Gone South, an Odyssey original podcast, on the free Odyssey app and wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, it's Tom Shattuck. Tell me if this sounds familiar. A friend asks where you stayed in Boston last year, and even when you've told the story a dozen times, you can't remember. How about this? You make plans with friends on Saturday and then realize it's your wedding anniversary. Maybe it's more serious. Your medication shape changed, which you knew, but come Monday morning, you're thinking, is this right? Those examples of cognitive decline come not only with being overweight or obese, but also with age. Awaken 180 Golden addresses both fast weight loss and brain age reversal for those over 60. Awaken 180 Golden is both doctor and registered dietitian approved. Added bonus, it's all packed into a short 1 to 3 month transformative program with free support for life. The same fast weight loss I received, plus brain age and physical age reversal. Turn back the clock. Feel like you did 10, 20 years ago with the solution for weight loss. Online at awaken180weightloss.com. That's awaken180weightloss.com.
The days are shorter and the temperature is starting to drop. Remember, the local weather information you need is right here on WTIC News Talk 1080. Accurate local weather information with Bob Cox and the WTIC weather team. Weekday mornings and afternoons on the 8th and around the clock. The local fall weather information you need is on WTIC News Talk 1080. Listen on your radio, your smart speaker, or on the free Odyssey app. And now, a WTIC news update.
3:30, good afternoon. I'm John Silva. The holiday getaway is on. AAA says 890,000 travelers in the region are getting away for Thanksgiving. At Bradley Airport, the Connecticut Airport Authority predicts about 95,000 travelers will pass through BDL between last Friday and this Sunday. The state police out with their stepped-up enforcement as well. Troopers urge motorists to drive safely, particularly with rain in the forecast for most of Thursday. And they want drivers, again, to observe that slow-down, move-over law for those who may be on the side of the road. A man is dead following a 4-vehicle crash on the Merritt Parkway in New Canaan on Tuesday. 85-year-old Frank Brantner was from St. Petersburg, Florida. His vehicle was involved in that crash by exit 36 on Tuesday. Trump transition team says several of the president-elect's cabinet picks have been the subject of threats and swatting incidents. President Biden's administration is urging Ukraine to quickly increase the size of its military by drafting more troops and revamping its mobilization laws to allow for the conscription of troops as young as 18. And consumer price increases accelerated last month. Latest sign that inflation's decline over the last couple of years has stalled somewhat. According to the Federal Reserve's inflation gauge, consumer prices rose 2.3% in October from a year prior. WTIC News Time is 3:31. Checking traffic in Hartford, we have a two-vehicle crash on the westbound side of 84 between exits 45 and 44. That's in the right lane. Also have an issue eastbound. Another two-vehicle crash on 84. This is between exits 46 and 48. Right and center lanes blocked with that. Volume delays in Meriden, southbound side of 91, backups from 18 to 17. We also have slow traffic southbound into the city out of Windsor on 91 South between exits 34 and 32. Big delays along the 95 corridor northbound side. They start in Greenwich at exit 2. 95 takes you all the way up to 25 in Bridgeport. That's a good 26 miles of heavy, slow traffic. The WTIC Weather Center, mixed bag of clouds and sun for the remainder of the afternoon. Clouds move in tonight and then the rain tomorrow, maybe some downpours as well, with temps struggling to get to about 40 degrees. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
With Aer Lingus and Bradley International Airport, your vacation possibilities just got more exciting. Fly non-stop from Hartford to Dublin with great fares available now. And since Dublin is our European hub, make your trip 20 times more fun with connections to over 20 cities across Europe, including London, Paris, and Rome. From epic coastlines to city tram lines, you can explore it all. Visit airlingus.com to book your flights today.
If you're still waiting for a sign, here's another one. At California Psychics, we reject 98% of the psychics who apply to work for us. So we only connect you with the best. That's how we can guarantee if your reading isn't life-changing, it's free. And right now, new customers receive 20 minutes for just $20. If that's not a sign, I don't know what is. Dramatic sound effect incoming. Experience the joy of certainty at CaliforniaPsychics.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. An important message about your timeshare from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. Contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about timeshare cancellation.
Call 800-408-4040. That's 800-408-4040.
Shop Dell Technologies Black Friday event for their lowest prices of the year. The future is on sale today with limited time deals on select PCs like the XPS 16 that accelerate AI with Intel Core Ultra processors. Black Friday is their biggest sale of the year and the best time to upgrade, but it's only here for a limited time. Shop now at Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
This Thanksgiving at Total Wine & More, find bourbons and Cabernets that you adore. Our helpful guides are so friendly and nice, so many bottles to try at the lowest price. So gather with friends as you sit down to eat. Grateful for all who made Thanksgiving complete.
With curbside pickup and delivery available and the lowest prices for over 30 years, you'll always find what you love and love what you find. Only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
I'm elder law attorney Haley Allaire. Our greatest reward is happy clients telling us that they're very thankful for our help.
Hi, I'm Mark, and my family's from Bristol. Allaire Elder Law met my #1 goal when I decided to work with them, to make sure my parents and their assets were protected legally so they can enjoy the rest of their time together and not worry about becoming one of the Title 19 horror stories. And our family cannot thank them enough.
Find out more at AllaireElderLaw.com. That's ALLAIRE.
The Legacy Box Black Friday event starts now. Radio listeners can enjoy reliving their meaningful memories for an insane 65% off.
Legacy Box is the best gift for you or a family member. And during our Black Friday event, there's never been a better time to preserve your past. Legacy Box start at only $27, with savings of over $400 when you digitize your whole collection.
Legacy Box is simple and safe. We digitize everything by hand here in the USA. You'll get your originals back, plus digital copies that protect your tapes, film reels, and photos from floods, mold, even the decay of time.
Make the holidays special and shop our best deal of the year. Visit legacybox.com to shop our Black Friday event and take an unreal 65% off. With limited quantities ready to ship, this deal will go fast.
The Legacy Box Black Friday event starts now. Buy your Legacy Box today and send in when you're ready. That's legacybox.com/value to take 65% off. legacybox.com/value.
Men, we hear it all the time.
Oh, a minute.
To get his erectile dysfunction treated, and very soon thereafter, he tells us that his relationship has come back to life. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health, and you should know that ED doesn't affect just you. It also often affects your partner. They can feel undesired, unwanted. They may even feel like you don't love them anymore. At Northeast Men's Health, we've successfully treated thousands of men for ED with protocols that have success rates well over 90%, which means if you're like most men, we can get you back to the guy you used to be. You can even last up to an hour or more and find you're performing like you haven't in years. So call us today and give your partner the gift of renewed love. Your first visit is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, it's free. Call 800-930-5956 or go to northeastmenshealth.com. We have 5 offices across the Northeast to serve you. Northeast Men's Health, a Permenic restorative health practice.
What's up, everybody?
You know who it is.
You know who it is.
You know who it is.
It's Reese on the Radio. Frederick Douglass of the 21st century.
It's WTIC News Talk 1080.
And happy Thanksgiving to each and every one of you just joining us on News Talk 1080 WTIC. Ben C is in the chat room. I was talking about Donald Trump and his bankruptcies in the beginning, and Ben C says, the only problem with Trump's bankruptcy is that he financially affected a lot of other contractors. They were never made whole. I think that saying that was the only problem, there were several problems. If Donald Trump went through bankruptcy, several people were affected, and I think that only lends itself to my point, is that those struggles and those people who were never made whole, again, they affect people, believe it or not. You know, as a person who owns a business, when a client's stuff is broken and their insurance won't cover it, or I've got to have my insurance cover it, and it's something that's important to them that they cannot, they may be compensated for it, but they don't get that furniture back. Some people are not made whole, but you have to deal with that. That failure sucks sometimes, and it'll eat at you for a while. I've had a situation with a client that ate at me for a year. It's tough going. If you've got a conscience, you know that it's going to be, a lot of people got affected because you're affecting people's lives and their livelihoods. So I don't think it's the only problem. There are several problems that go with that. But I think that only lends itself to my point. I want to read this real quick before I go to the phones. From the New York Post, trans activists are reconsidering their abrasive approach as public support slips. Quote, we looked unreasonable. Transgender advocates are pushing back on activists who resort to unreasonable tactics, with some admitting they cannot vilify critics as support among Americans for their biggest issues as they plunge. Transgender rights came in dead last in a Gallup poll that asked 2024 voters to rank 22 issues that factored into their ballot decision. 36% of the survey respondents rated transgender issues as not important. Out of 22, by the way, race relations, number 18. How's that for progress, left? How's that for progress, Libcrats? Drilling down into the polling on specific issues, which such as transgender bathroom policies, trans athletes competing in female sports, and laws allowing gender questioning youth to procure medical change treatment, reveals support from many Americans is waning. Some LGBTQ activists recently told the New York Times that they believe the worrying dip in support is attributable to the zealotry of the movement, which emphasizes shame and forced compliance while discouraging any critical debate. So even they are starting to recognize they're losing. And now they have to be able to deal with loss. and not lose their crap. That's the only point that I'm trying to make here. Let's go to Joe in New Hampshire. How you doing, sir?
Hey, that was a beautiful, beautiful sermon you gave. Thank you. I mean, that's why from the very beginning I called you Reverend, because it's very spiritual and on the money. You are right on the money. You can have your Charlemagne the God. You're Reese the Redeemer.
Thank you, sir.
Reese the Redeemer. When you go syndicate national, you'll be known as Reese the Redeemer.
I've been thinking, though, I don't want to talk about that today. Are you preparing for your Thanksgiving, sir?
Yes. They pardoned the turkeys. Biden the other day.
Yeah.
I forget their names. But
don't we always kind of forget their names?
Well, some of the names were memorable for a while, but, they were oddball names. But he should have pardoned Hunter and James for his brother.
You know what? I would have done this, Joe. I would have said that the turkeys' names were Hunter and James, and sort of a wink, wink, and nod, because he's got up until the last day in office, to pardon them.
It gets to my last point while I called. There is a fierce battle going on for a while now, and it's only going to intensify right up to Christmas stocking day. Joe Biden's blocking it, but I don't know whether she's going to be successful. But that 25th Amendment is still in play. The people behind the scenes, led by Barack Obama and George Soros, they still want to see Kamala Harris as the 47th president, even if it's only for a few weeks.
Yeah, or even a day. Even a day.
The day before inauguration.
Yeah.
And that would be an insult to Donald Trump because he set everything up as he's the 47th president. And if she becomes the 47th...
It's on all the hats.
Right. And it's a fierce battle right now to make her the first woman president, black woman president. And who knows what she would do just one day in office.
Joe, let me let you go with this. Here's where you got, and again, I've heard some people say it. I thought about it a long time ago, like, first of all, Joe resigning, that's a legacy thing. He's too hard-headed of a guy who would ever allow that. But remember, Kamala Harris, if she's got any political career, by the way, she's on the phone with donors about 2028, laughable, I might add. But if she's got any political career, the one thing that I would say would be the bow on her entire political career would be the Joe Biden resigning to make Kamala Harris the interim president as a sort of going away gift, a miscongeniality trophy for Kamala Harris. It would destroy anything or her legacy as a vice president if they were to do that, which is why I know they can't go there, because it would only, in a lot of ways, it would have this sort of DEI, didn't earn it kind of, connotation in it. That's the reason why she can't do it, because for a lot of reasons she can say it and wear it on the mantle, what is it? History goes to the victor, or history is told by the victor. She wouldn't be victorious here. It would always be an asterisk on her name.
She would always be in the history of the United States as the 47th president.
That's
for
true.
One day.
I know, but it would have an asterisk on her name. I think that would.
Yes, so did Roger Maris when he broke Babe Ruth's record, but he was still the home run king.
I'll agree with that one. Thank you, boss man. All right, Joe is in. Is that Joe in Simsbury? Is that Joe?
It is.
Hey,
how are
what's
you?
going on, big
Happy
guy? How are you?
Thanksgiving.
Happy
Good,
Thanksgiving.
Thank you. So I'm gonna say that there is, unless there's some sort of catastrophic health failure with Joe Biden,
right?
There's no way that they're going to make her the president, because it would just, like you said, it would be even more than an asterisk. It would make the Democrats just look foolish
and desperate.
And yeah, it's just, I don't, as bad as I think they are, I just don't think they're going to do that. But I actually wanted to bring up something. I don't know if you, and this is for a future show, if you can get your hands on this clip.
Okay.
I just saw the clip yesterday. There's a show out. It's called Landman.
Yes.
With
Billy Bob Thornton.
Billy Bob Thornton. and I've only watched the first episode of it.
Okay.
I thought it was phenomenal. It's by the guy who did Yellowstone, 1923, Taylor Sheridan, so he's outstanding. But there's a clip out, and it's in one of the future episodes, where there's Billy Bob Thornton out in at a windmill farm talking with a young lady.
His daughter.
And in about 2 minutes, he explains the garbage around this whole windmill thing in a way I have never heard anyone, politician, pundit, anyone explain as well as he does, where he talks about how much oil and crap is put into these windmills, what the payback is, the roads that are built have oil, the trucks, the tires on your car. And he just goes off in a Billy Bob Thornton kind of way. And I just think that if there's a way that clip becomes available to you, I really think the audience would appreciate it.
I have the clip. And it's 2 minutes.
Do?
Oh, yeah. I have the clip. It's 2 minutes long. Listen to me. You can't see me doing this, Joe, but I'm letting you. I don't want to steal your thunder because I know exactly the clip, and I saw it 2 days ago, and I played it 3 times after I heard it, and I kept saying to myself, how can I make this an opening monologue? It is, as you described, the best description. And it's beautiful because the scenery, and again, I tell you, as you described it, what's the best part about it is that while Billy Bob Thornton is giving this dissertation about why we need fossil fuel in this country, is done beautifully because in the background, the camera is on him, his daughter, and the windmill. And it is epically done because the way he talks about everything, there's a little bit of language in it, but you're right. No one has ever told the story of fossil fuel in this country the way that Billy Bob Thornton reads it and recites it. It's brilliant, and I'm working on it because it's 2 minutes long, but most of my opening monologues are never longer than a minute, so I'm actually going to make a 2-parter of it because it's that good.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think it's Paramount Plus, Roku, maybe Amazon Prime that the show is on. So you do have to have some level of paid access to the channel, but
I've got an inside track to it.
Okay. Someone who knows how to cut the cord and get what they want.
Oh yeah, but it's great. It's fantastic. I'm telling you, and I love that clip just as much as you do, because when I saw it, I went, because I already knew the show was coming out, and I saw 2 clips of it with Billy Bob talking to one of his daughters, and one's a little, too much for television, but that one with the wind farm was a beautiful one. That was great.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the episode that it's in, but it really, and when you finally get to play it for the audience, I wouldn't call about something like this unless I felt that it was the kind of explanation that this society needs to stop the stupidity.
Yeah. As soon as I saw the clip, I saved it, and I just said, oh, this is going to be perfect for the show. So thank you, man. I really appreciate it.
Have a great Thanksgiving to you and everyone else.
You too. Okay, so we'll take a break. We'll come back. We've got a little more. Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate it. This is, my grunt style T-shirt. By the way, you can see them online by going to ReeseOnTheRadio.com. So we'll take a break. We'll see if we get another call in the next break. I've got to talk about a couple of other things in the next hour. I've got an article from the Hartford Courant I want to read to you. It's an old article, and it's a beautiful article about a guy, let's just say about a man who deserves better. And I want to read you this article, so I hope you'll indulge me in the next hour as I tell you about it. Also, I'm going to finally end my constant beating you over the head about me being right about Kamala Harris's campaign. And I've got more audio and video evidence of that when we return. So stick around. More news, more views, and me. It's Reese On The Radio on NewsTalk 1080 WTIC.
Take a moment and think of one thing you really wanted to do recently, but you didn't because your foot, leg, or back pain got in the way. Hi, this is Mike with the Good Feet Store. Well, you're not alone. We hear it all the time. Folks are fed up with living with pain that's keeping them from doing what they love, and they look to us at the Good Feet Store for a solution. And that's why we're here, to help get you back out there. Good Feet arch supports, which you can only get at the Good Feet Store, are designed to alleviate and even eliminate foot, knee, hip, and back pain. Plus, they provide improved balance, more comfort, and, well, just a better life. We'd like to help you turn your pain into possibilities with a free fitting at the Good Feet store. You'll be personally fit by an arch support specialist, and you'll get to walk around and see how Good Feet arch supports feel. Then you can decide if they're right for you. For over 30 years, the Good Feet store has been helping people get back to doing the things they love without their feet getting in the way. Stop in today at the Good Feet store in Avon, across from Whole Foods, or visit goodfeet.com.
They say no two people learn the exact same way. So how did Babbel become the award-winning language learning app with over 16 million subscriptions sold? Well, we thought of you. All of you. Take Sierra. She is an artist and absolutely a visual learner. She's doing a deep dive into our Babbel wordplay videos.
Today I'll share a quick lesson on shopping in French.
Merci beaucoup. Malcolm is very much a type A, say it to my face type of learner. So he checks with Babbel's speech recognition to make sure that accent?
Sur le point.
Keith is sweet. He's a be in the room with real people kind of learner. So he loves the live online classes with our language experts.
Ok, class. Vos está pronto.
Estamos prontos.
Wherever you are, however you learn, Babbel is the best choice to break any language barrier. Try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Prescriptions require an online consultation. Will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and senior vice president of men's sexual health at HIMSS. In my 12 years of practice as a reproductive urologist, I've helped many guys with ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS. It really wasn't easy before. You had to take time out of your day, come to a physical office, and see a specialist like me in person. Now, through HIMSS.com, you can get world-class sexual health care and a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. It starts with a free assessment from a medical provider licensed in your state who can determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. So don't wait. Join the hundreds of thousands of guys who ED through HIMSS.
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit.
Stay locked in. Reese on the Radio is on WTIC News Talk 1080.
We're back, and it is News Talk 1080 WTIC. Let's go. White Mike is in Florida. I'm sure you've got something to share with us for Thanksgiving. You got a kind word, or are you going to hate on Kamala Harris?
Here's the thing. I am tired of those of us who are conservative and right-wing leaning being the only ones who are ever told to be kind and don't be mean and be respectful, be the bigger man. No, these people are the enemy. We need to quit acting like they're...
Wait. When you say these people, are you broad-stroking every one of them, or are you just talking about the evil ones?
I am broad-stroking all of them.
Come on, Mike. We can't listen. Wait, hold on. We've got a very unifying coalition this time around. A lot of the people who voted for Donald Trump, who sort of like abandoned the Democrats, are former Democrats or Democrat centrists, kind of like. So can we really say to all of them?
There are no more Democrat centrists than there are moderate Muslims. we hear about them all the time, but they're as mythical as the black nuclear family. They don't exist. They're nowhere. There are no moderate Democrats.
You don't think so?
No.
Hold on. What about the ones who convert, so to speak? That you can kind of say that they were on the fence, right?
I don't see them.
Okay, so Tulsi Gabbard doesn't appear to you to be a moderate?
No. Tulsi Gabbard was never really a Democrat. She was only a Democrat because you can't get elected in Hawaii as a Republican.
That's true. Okay, fine, fair enough. That's a good counter. I'm not going to dispute that. I can't. I think that her values were very old school Democrat, if anything.
She's a career military officer.
Yes, very true.
So and like a field level officer. Mm-hmm. So no. And this whole thing about they're going to make Kamala Harris the president for a day. Why? Why would they repay her for blowing $1.5 billion?
Exactly.
Yeah, there are two people in politics who I will guarantee careers are dead. One is Kamala Harris, and one is Ron DeSantis, because they committed the ultimate sin is they wasted huge amounts of donors' money to get shellacked.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, you talk about in the 2024 campaign.
Dude,
yeah.
Ron DeSantis blew like $250 million in Iowa to win counties.
Yeah.
So no, that's the cardinal sin, man. That's like that product's been test marketed and they can't reshoot it. This is not Captain America 4. They're just
no, I'm not gonna lie. Listen to me. You're right, because today, and it's funny because I was just watching some video on CNN talking about how Democrats can win if they abandon their corporate donors, and I'm just going, Democrats can't afford to do that. Damn well, even though Chris Murphy's talking about we have to abandon the corporate donors, I'm like, you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. Bernie Sanders is over. That was a one-shot deal.
The corporate donors are the ones that push the radical policies that are now being accepted by corporate America.
Exactly.
So the Democrats can't abandon their core value, and unfortunately for them, their core value is now transgenderism, homosexuality, and freakiness, and open borders. And how do you sell that to normal people? Modern Family aside, the propaganda has not worked. Deep down inside.
I gotta go, Mike. Let's get to our first check of the traffic before Thanksgiving with Mark Christopher in the BPS Traffic Center. Getting busy out there yet, buddy?
Yeah, we do have some problems out here. Thank you very much, Reese. If you're on the westbound side of 84, look out for an accident just prior to exit 58 in East Harp. They moved that over to the right shoulder, so look for delays coming off the 384 on-ramp up to that point, and then you're tied up again 56 Governor Street out to 45 Flatbush Avenue. 84 eastbound, we have an accident between 46 and 48. It's blocking the 46 Sisson Avenue on-ramp. They're going to have to move over into that right lane there. So right now, delays are almost back to 43 Park Road behind that. Southbound 91 delays 34, down at 32 A&B, slowing again down by exit 28. More delays as you move 23 to 22, Rocky Hill into Cromwell. Northbound side of 91 moving well, Cromwell through downtown up into Windsor. 291, 384 okay, it's the river. 2 eastbound moving well, Glastonbury into Marlboro. Quiet Middletown. 84 eastbound moving into Waterbury. Look for some slow traffic. It's sluggish from 16 up to 18 in Waterbury. Westbound 84 is slowing 26 up to the Mixmaster. 84 eastbound again a little tight getting by 26 going down the Big Hill in Cheshire. 84 eastbound tied up New York Connecticut line out to exit 5 and again from exit 8 in Danbury out to exit 11 in Newtown. Westbound 84 is tied up from 11 in Newtown to 7 in Danbury. Southbound Parkway, you've got delays from 62 into the West Rock Tunnel. 95 southbound slowing from the Q Bridge down to 43 in West Haven, and 91 southbound delays 3 in toward the 95 interchange. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
Make your holiday season merry and bright at Magic of Lights, featuring millions of holiday lights. Pratt & Whitney Stadium at Rentschler Field, now through January 4th. Tickets available at magicoflights.com.
WTIC weather.
For the rest of our Wednesday afternoon, a blend of sun and clouds, a pleasant day for anybody traveling before the holiday, the high of 52. Mainly cloudy tonight, the low down to 36. For Thanksgiving Thursday, it'll be much cooler with rain. Heavy downpours can reduce visibility and cause ponding on the streets and highways. Give yourself some extra time and drive a little more slowly so you get where you need to be safely for Thanksgiving, the high of 41. A mix of clouds and sun Friday, the high of 45. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina in the WTIC Weather Center.
WTIC is 99 and throwing a year-long celebration to 100 years on the air. This is WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
4 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. Well, pack your patience if you're headed out for the holiday, be it at the airport or on the roads.
We're about halfway. We got about 4 hours hours, 15 minutes left, so I think it's going pretty good. It's not as much traffic as I'm used to.
CBS's Nicole Valdez is at Atlanta's airport.
In terms of delays and cancellations, we're only at about 400 nationwide right now. A majority of those happening in Denver, where we know some significant winter weather is likely delaying many of those flights. This is really an interesting situation. We're looking at a day where we are expecting to see nearly 50,000 flights across the U.S.
When all is said and done, the Connecticut Airport Authority says some 95,000 travelers will have passed through Bradley International by the end of the holiday weekend. Betsy Dunn among those who were headed out for Thanksgiving today.
We had a grandson born in Massachusetts last week, and we have a granddaughter who's going to be born tomorrow on Thanksgiving in Florida. So we had to fly today.
Audio from WFSB. One person is dead following a four-vehicle crash on the Merritt Parkway in New Canaan on Tuesday. Crash occurred northbound on the parkway near exit 36. State troopers say 85-year-old Frank Brantner of St. Petersburg, Florida, hit a vehicle in front of him. That vehicle, in turn, hit a GMC Sierra and a Ford pickup. Brantner was unresponsive at the scene, later pronounced dead at Norwalk Hospital. One of the other drivers did sustain minor injuries, and that investigation is ongoing. The FBI is looking into threats against President Trump's White House team.
Several of Trump's nominees have been targeted with bomb threats and swatting. One of them who has come out with a statement is Elise Stefanik. She said that she was driving home with her husband and child for Thanksgiving when they learned about a bomb threat at their home. The police responded immediately, she said. We know that the FBI is aware of this, and also that no one with Secret Service protection was impacted.
That's CBS's Katrina Kaufman. The White House is concerned about Russian advances into Ukraine. And now correspondent Linda Kenyon reports the administration has some advice for Kyiv.
An administration spokesman says Ukraine should lower the current draft age of 25 to 18. This would help expand the pool of fighting-age men as the nearly three-year-old war with Russia continues. The U.S. has provided more than $56 billion in security assistance to Ukraine since the war began, and says a shortage of manpower, not international assistance, has now become the major issue. Russia, too, is experiencing a manpower shortfall and has turned to North Korea to provide thousands of troops. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, Washington.
Governor Lamont issued his Thanksgiving message today. He praised residents for helping those less fortunate this time of year and the year round.
As I look around the state of Connecticut, I'm also particularly thankful for the generosity of our residents.
Connecticut Food Share announced that it had collected 50,000 turkeys for distribution to the needy this season. Closing bell report sponsored by Bouvier Insurance. Dow down 138 points. NASDAQ down 115. S&P down 22. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Hi, I'm John. USA.com, and I buy houses cash. If you own a house and want to sell it fast at a fair price, call me at 203-896-4000. I can pay cash and close in as little as 7 days. I buy houses in any condition, any price range, and more importantly, anywhere in Connecticut. I'm a private real estate investor who buys several houses a month, and I want to buy more. I buy inherited houses, divorce houses, behind in payment houses. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Do you own a house that is trash and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, because I love buying junk houses. I buy vacant houses, abandoned houses, condemned houses, and even foreclosure houses. If you own a house and want to sell it fast, call me at 203-896-4000. That's 203-896-4000. 203-896-4000.
You're listening to Reese on the Radio, filling in today for Todd Feinberg on WTIC News Talk 1080.
All right, folks, as you all know, that one of the things that we do here at this time is the stupidest thing that I've read today. Well, this may very well be the stupidest thing that I heard all year. And you'll recognize this little jingle from back in the late 80s.
Just let your soul glow. Just let it shine through. Just let your soul
From the infamous Eddie Murphy movie Coming to America, one of the byproducts of that film was a Jerry curl treatment called Soul Glow. Well, folks, when I saw this story today, I said there's no way this is happening. You got to go to ReeseOnTheRadio.com. That's REESE on the radio.com to find out more about why is the Jerry curl coming back into focus. I'm not kidding you. I am not kidding you. They are bringing back the Jerry curl. And people have already started wearing it. In fact, I think that there's a story about rapper Drake wearing it as well. Yes. Soul Glow, the Jerry curl. It's back, ladies and gentlemen. I can't believe it. Michael B says, I'm going to get my hair done just like that. Good luck, buddy. Good luck. You're going to look like an old member of Color Me Bad. That's what, if you can remember that R&B group. Yeah, they're not kidding. They are bringing back the Jerry curl. It is how can you run? You know how people run out of stuff? Like they'll bring bell bottoms back maybe twice. I think bell bottoms have been back like at least 2 or 3 times. They bring back a couple of styles back. The bell bottoms, I never understood. The 90s tried to bring it back. It's just, the bell-bottom look is just so horrible. Rama says, Soul Glow, don't lean back into the future. Don't lean back on the furniture. Yes, agreed. It's like, are we going to be seeing West Coast rappers wearing Jerry curls again? This was a mistake. Like, everyone realizes that hairdo was a mistake for everyone. Everyone involved. So, you have to go read it at ReeseOnTheRadio.com. They're serious. It's really coming. The S-curl, that's another one. Mark Christmas in the BPS Traffic Center. Mark, do you remember the Jerry curl and the S-curl?
I do.
Oh,
I do.
Yeah, you have to say not one of the most popular. I mean, let's just say that's not a throwback you need to go back.
No, leave that alone. That was a place in history, and it should just stay there.
That's exactly right.
No, I had a mullet in the 80s into the 90s.
Did
so
you? Now,
that's not a good look either.
Into the 90s, but wait a minute, you would have been what, early 20s, late teens?
Yeah, that started probably, let's say around 22. So that's 1986 till about 32. So 86 to 96, somewhere in there.
But
did
you live in like a mullet neighborhood? Like that was a common haircut.
I don't know. I just wore it, and it was. You look back now and you go, what the H was I thinking?
See, I lived in a Jerry curl neighborhood.
Oh, you did? Okay, so it was accepted.
It was acceptable.
And encouraged, probably.
Yes, in fact, if you couldn't afford the Jerry curl, you got its cheap model known as the S curl. That's same thing.
Okay.
Same thing. Just called the S curl.
I'm just glad I have a little moss left on the top of my head. That's at my age. I'm like, I got a little moss. I'm very, very happy with that.
Yeah, we can all be so lucky.
Reese, thank you very much. If you're heading 84 westbound, East Hartford, Manchester line, we have an accident between 58 and just 59, and just prior to exit 58. They've got the right and the right center lane out there, so stay left with that. Again, slowing, approaching the Boca Bridge in East Hartford out to 45 Flatbush Avenue. 84 eastbound, you're sluggish from exit 44 Prospect Oakwood up to 48 Capitol Avenue. Southbound 91 delays 33 down to 32 A and B, and again 23 in Rocky Hill down to 22 in the Route 9 interchange. Sluggish and stop and go again from 20 in Middletown down to exit 17 in Meriden. Northbound 91 moving well, Cromwell through downtown up into Windsor. 291 384 okay. 2 eastbound looking good, Glastonbury into Marlboro. If you're heading into Waterbury right now, got some slow traffic 16 to 18 on the eastbound side of 84. Westbound 84 slows from 26 up to the Mixmaster. 84 westbound in Newtown delays from 11 to exit 7 in Danbury. 84 eastbound's tied up now, approaching the New York, Connecticut line out to pretty much right out to exit 11 in Newtown. Southbound Parkway delays from 61 to 60. 95 southbound, you're slowing in New Haven, Q Bridge down to 43 in West Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
As we make our way through tonight, it'll be mainly cloudy, the low down to 36. Thursday for Thanksgiving, cooler with rain. The heavy downpours can reduce visibility and cause some ponding on the streets and highways. Got a deadline to be somewhere tomorrow. Give yourself some extra time. Travel safe. Get where you're going safely. The high of 41. Friday, clouds and sun, the high of 45. Breezy, plenty of sun Saturday. Going to feel cold, though. That high of 42. Going to feel like 30s at best with a gusty west wind throughout the day. Some sun Sunday, a very chilly day with a high of 40, though less windy. Monday, partly sunny, the high 39. Mostly sunny Tuesday, the high of 40. Right now, Danbury's at 47. It's 50 in Bridgeport, 49 in Meriden, also 49 in Hartford. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina in the WTIC Weather Center.
Your vacation possibilities just got more exciting. Enjoy connections to over 20 cities across Europe when you fly non-stop to Dublin from Hartford with Aer Lingus. Great fares from Bradley International Airport, now available on airlingus.com.
Hi, this is Eric Hogarth from Money Wisdom. Tune in this week and every week to gain a better understanding of taxes, retirement income, and long-term care. The Money Wisdom, Saturdays at 8:30 on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Start your day with all the latest sports information. Matt Soroyce has updates from the Cordell and Cordell Sports Desk at 15 and 45 past every hour. Only on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Running a small business takes endurance, determination, and the right support to reach your goals. And MasterCard is here to help fuel that journey in a fast-paced world. With innovative tools and resources, we're here to guide businesses every step of the way digitally. Because when small business wins, everyone wins. Let's power up our communities one small business and one step at a time. Keeping the community running strong, priceless.
Your leaf filter trusted pro. Gutters are an often neglected part of the home. They're also one of the most important. Clogged, overflowing gutters can cause serious problems like foundation damage or basement flooding, which can cost thousands of dollars to fix. Let's face it, cleaning gutters yourself is not only a hassle, it can be dangerous. But when you get Leaf Filter, you'll never have to worry about cleaning clogged gutters again. Get started today by calling 844-300-LEAF to schedule your free inspection. If you decide to move forward, we'll professionally clean, realign, and seal your gutters before installing our patented stainless steel micro mesh system. Leaf Filter keeps out everything but the water, and it's backed by a lifetime transferable no clogs warranty, so you're protected for good. We're in your neighborhood and ready to help. Today for a free inspection and estimate and to save up to 30%. Dial 844-300-LEAF. That's 844-300-LEAF.
It's Reese on the radio. And don't say we didn't warn you on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
We are back. It's Reese on the radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC. Michael B. said something in the chat room. He says, is the Jerry curl just a perm for underserved communities? Yes. Well, the S curl was. The S curl was. To the phones, 860-522-WTIC. Let's go to Craig in the car. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, man, how you doing?
I'm good. What's up?
Moderate Dems, they do exist.
Okay.
So I disagree with White Mike. I'll give you a couple examples. Tammy Bruce.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Victor Davis Hanson.
Sure.
Victor Davis Hanson. Both Democrats, although I think Tammy just switched. I think she might have left the party. And I got to say, Bill Maher, I think he's moderate. I mean, he's a kook on the climate. But
Yes,
when it comes to all the woke stuff, he's pretty much down the middle. And I don't know if you saw his podcast the other day with Stephen A. Smith.
I did.
Did you notice what they did at the end of that in the last 5 minutes or so? They both said that they would have voted Republican if Trump was not the nominee.
I know, and I think that was kind of, I think that's always been the problem here. And it is something to note that they felt so abandoned by the Democrat Party that Trump was the sort of, I think Bill Maher and Stephen A. Smith proved that what a lot of theorists have said was that there was a vote against Trump, not against the party. It was he they couldn't deal with.
Right. And I thought it was interesting that, Stephen A. I'm not a big fan of his, but in that environment, he was pretty solid.
Yeah.
And he said, look, I'm just about done with the Democrat Party. And it's all the woke stuff. And if that's true, if guys like Bill Maher and Stephen A. Smith will vote Republican if it's not Trump, That looks really good in 4 years.
You couldn't agree more, because then they've got to come up with another excuse. Because if it's you know what? If I think White Mike is right about the Ron DeSantis thing, because I think it clears the way for a J.D. Vance, who I think will be a star coming these 4 years. I think that what Donald Trump will do is to secure the legacy of MAGA or MAGA-like policies in the future, and I think that looks good for J.D. Vance.
Well, what I'm impressed with, and I like this, is that they've both been super low-key ever since the election. They're just getting down to business.
Yep.
You know, there's no press conferences. There's no, Mar-a-Lago events. There's none of that. It's all just, let's start getting it done now. And I think we're already seeing it. Look at the stock market. You look at all these companies canceling woke policies.
Mm-hmm.
You look at the noise that's coming out of Canada on the tariffs. I think he's already de facto president.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
I couldn't agree more. I think the country is getting used to it and sort of working its way. But you know what? Look, they don't have to push back on a lame duck at this point, since Joe Biden's pretty much out of there. It's like right now it's the waiting game, for everybody across the country.
That Kamala thing, what a disaster. Man, oh man.
Yeah, by the way,
some serious substance abuse going on there.
Exactly. I'm going to get into that real quick, but thank you, man. Happy Thanksgiving, man. We'll talk this week.
Happy Thanksgiving, man. We'll talk to you soon.
You got it. Okay, so let me play this before I get back to the phones. Now, I've been kind of beating myself up on what clip I'm going to play first. And I've decided right here and right now which one I'm going to play. So Pod Save America is a podcast that's much like any other podcast, my own included. But this was the first outing of the people who were in charge of the Kamala Harris campaign. It's the first outing of people in charge. And one of the people there is a woman by the name of Jennifer O'Malley Dillon. This woman was with the Joe Biden campaign. She was setting Joe Biden up for his 2024 bid for re-election. Well, when he dropped out, she was immediately put in charge of Kamala Harris's campaign, 107 days in. So I want you to listen to her talk about what took place during this election as Kamala Harris was getting ready in just over 100 days, and look and listen to what her complaints were about the interviews Kamala Harris was doing.
We would do an interview, and to Stephanie's point, the questions were small and processy and about
dumb.
They were not informing a voter who was trying to listen to learn more.
Now that's just ridiculous. Because remember, we're talking about a campaign that went and did nothing to go on adversarial programming. They did a lot of interviews with people that would not give her hard-boiled questions or ask her questions about policies. They edited everything. And they also paid for interviews with people who already agreed with them, who were in essence trying to drag her over the finish line. Oprah Winfrey, Al Sharpton, Roland Martin. These interviews, people were paid for them. And now they're talking about how those softball interviews had dumb questions. That didn't seem to fly very well either, so that's not going over well anyway. So here's what Jennifer O'Malley says as well happened.
Or to understand. And I'm not here to say that the whole system was focused on us incorrectly. I'm just saying, again, of the things we need to explore as we move forward as a campaign and as a country, that does a disservice to voters. And, I think back and think we should have signaled more of our strategy early on about podcasts and who we were trying to reach. But we had a limited amount of time to reach the people we were trying to reach, and we were trying to go to them. But being up against...
Now, she said we had a limited amount of time. You were all there. We were all there. We went through this together. And what do we know about this campaign? It took weeks off without interviews. It took days off to prepare for interviews. They were off the campaign. They did no interviews, no meaningful interviews until they got with Dana Bash. It was almost 50 days until they finally sat down with Dana Bash on CNN, and she had to bring in her support VP, Tim Walz, to do that interview with her. And then she would take weeks off and never do any interview. And when she did, it was all softball. The next hardball interview she did was with Brett Baer, and that was near the end of the campaign. Plus, she finagled nothing into going into Joe Rogan, which they know that the reason why they didn't go to Joe Rogan is because Joe Rogan said 3 hours and they wanted 1, because they knew that she could barely sit down for that. So this nonsense that Jennifer O'Malley Dillon is talking is nonsense.
A narrative that we weren't doing anything or we were afraid to have interviews is completely bullshit, and also like took hold a little bit, and we just gave us another thing we had to fight back for that Trump never had to worry about.
Yeah, Trump didn't have to worry about it, but then again, Donald Trump was meeting with everyone. Donald Trump would go on anybody's show and do an interview with them. He knew it was free media. There were commercials. He knew that everyone was going to talk about it afterwards. Anything that they were talking about with Kamala Harris is, where is she? Why is she missing? Why is she in hiding? Why won't she do interviews? Why won't she talk to people? There were people on this campaign who were going on television for her saying that she shouldn't have to do interviews and explain herself. Now they're saying that the questions that they got were too stupid. But I want you to remember her name, Jennifer O'Malley Dillon. Say it with me again, Jennifer O'Malley Dillon. And then I saw this. Now, this is a guy who used to work at MSNBC named Torre. He used to be on the last show. He was always on a show called The Cycle. It was a ripoff of the Fox News channel show, The Five, and it failed miserably. And then Torre was, of course, let go. It's a horrible interviewer, and he's worse at dressing. But Torre wrote an article because he has the inside track with very elite Democrats. His words, not mine. And he said this on the Joy Reid show. Listen closely.
Yeah, there's a lot of reasons why Kamala lost. One of them that when I spoke to elite Democratic people, and they kept bringing up the name Jen O'Malley Dillon.
Oh, that was the woman we just spoke about. Jen O'Malley Dillon. What did these elite Democrats tell you about Jen O'Malley Dillon, Torre?
Jen was the campaign chair for Kamala Harris, and she had been hired to do that for Biden. So this is a Biden person, a Biden loyalist, who in 2023 was leaking to media that Kamala should be replaced on the ticket, right? This is the reporting that I have on my Substack. So this is the person you have to go to battle with, who a year earlier was whispering to reporters saying, maybe you should be replaced. And part of the thing with Jen, too, when you talk about the consulting class, that she has an ad buying company. So when she's advising the candidate saying you should buy ads, that is personally enriching to her, right? Now, that doesn't mean that she's doing anything nefarious, right? She seems to have done her job as best as she could. But when a hammer sees everything as a nail, and when you personally are enriched by ad buys, then you're going to recommend that to the candidate.
So Jennifer O'Malley Dillon was the person that was spending all the money. And she was the one who was telling the press that they needed to get rid of Kamala Harris. Do you remember that, when all the press was asking Nancy Pelosi and Joe Biden himself, is it going to be Joe Biden and Kamala Harris in the 2024 ticket? Yeah, that's right. Jennifer O'Malley was the person in charge of the Kamala Harris campaign. She was also taking the money because she owns an ad buying company, so I'm pretty sure she's getting a cut. And ipso facto, look at where we are today. Mike is in Plainville. How you doing, sir?
Good. Happy Thanksgiving, Reese.
Happy Thanksgiving to you, sir.
What is a Jerry curl? Jerry, is it a woman's haircut?
Yes, originally it was a woman's hairdo, and it's just a perm that takes sort of like coarse hair and it makes it wavy, or an S-curl like, sort of like it waves around in bunches. And it's like, imagine who's a very famous curly-haired person, like Bernadette Peters, right? Remember how her hair was?
Bernadette.
Yeah, but imagine Bernadette Peters' hair sort of wet and sort of dangling around her head. right? And it sort of gives that wet, dangly look that of a Bernadette Peters. But for black girls and black boys' hair, which is coarse, it sort of gives it a fine, curly, shiny look that you have to describing it. Listen to me. I'm just as embarrassed to have to describe it to you than it was as an actual haircut, my man. So
I heard you guys. Go ahead. I heard you guys talking about clothing from years ago. When I was in college, man, we couldn't wait for road trips when I was on the basketball team because the bell bottoms, the polyester, the necklaces, the leisure suits. We couldn't wait for road trips to model our clothing.
The leisure suit was the thing.
I actually had hair on my head. The hairstyle back in the mid '70s was longer, and I wouldn't want to be caught dead wearing some of the clothes I did back then today. Forget it. They would laugh me out of town.
I look at that clothing today and I say to myself, all of that looks awfully flammable. Especially the
It was. Well, we found out it was flammable after the game.
Right.
I'm telling you. No, but I wanted to make a comment about, this time lapse between a new president being elected and the old administration going out should be shortened big time. Should be cut in half at least.
I couldn't agree more. It should happen
I
right
don't
at
know
the end
why
of the year.
this. Well, it's government. They take forever to do anything. But you know what? Give them 2 weeks. Clean out. Get out of the White House.
Agreed.
Send a Secret Service, and you have until Friday at noon to move out so we can get our new president in there. I'm going to enjoy this Thanksgiving probably more than a lot of them in recent history for me because
it's going to be a good one. But guess what? It couldn't come too soon, without a doubt. I got to take a break, sir. Let's get another check of our traffic with Mark Christopher at the BPS Traffic Center. I'm sure we got a little bit of an issue out there, don't we, Mark?
Yeah, not too bad. It's really not all that horrible right now. So if you're out there, shouldn't have too many issues. We have the remains of an accident westbound 84 just prior to 58 in East Hartford on the right shoulder. Just a little slowdown there from the 384 on-ramp down to the accident scene. Just use caution with that. Westbound 84, you're tied up approaching the Boca Bridge out to 45 Flatbush Avenue. 84 eastbound, just losing a little speed between 46 and 48 Capitol Avenue. Southbound 91 slowing at 32 A and B. Again, down by exit 28. Another slowdown between 23 and 22. The Route 9 interchange at Cromwell, and you'll slow again from 20 in Middletown down to exit 17 in the area of the Wilbercross Parkway in Meriden. Now, if you're 291, 384, that looks good east of the river. 2 eastbound's okay in the Glastonbury. Middletown moves well, 9 in the Aragoni Bridge. Westbound 84 slowing in Cheshire. It's sluggish, approaching 26 up to the Mixmaster. 84 eastbound in Southbury. That delay is approaching 17 to 18, and again, getting by exit 26 in Cheshire. Eastbound 84 in Danbury, tied up New York, Connecticut line to 5. Again, delays from 8 in Danbury out to exit 11 in Newtown. Westbound side of 84 slowing 11 in Newtown to 7 in Danbury. Traveling southbound on the Parkway, delays 61 into the West Rock Tunnel, and 95 South New Haven is slowing from the Q Bridge to 43 in West Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8's WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
For the rest of our Wednesday afternoon, a blend of sun and clouds, a pleasant day for anybody traveling before the holiday, the high of 52. Mainly cloudy tonight, the low down to 36. For Thanksgiving Thursday, it'll be much cooler with rain. Heavy downpours can reduce visibility and cause ponding on the streets and highways. Give yourself some extra time and drive a little more slowly so you get where you need to be safely for Thanksgiving, the high of 41. A mix of clouds and sun Friday, the high of 45. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina in the WTIC Weather Center.
There's a lot happening in Washington and in your local neighborhood. Follow WTIC News Talk 1080 on the Odyssey app to keep up with the latest. And now, a WTIC News Update.
I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. A Florida man is dead following a multi-vehicle crash on the Merritt Parkway on Tuesday. 85-year-old Frank Brantner of St. Petersburg, Florida, was traveling north on the Parkway by exit 36 Tuesday around 3 p.m. His vehicle hit one in front of him, which in turn struck 2 others. Brantner died at Norwalk Hospital. Mad dash to Thanksgiving destinations is underway. State police are urging motorists to be safe on the roads, keep their speeds down, don't drink and drive, and observe the slow down, move over law. or troopers, drivers in distress, or anyone else on the side of the roadways. Bradley Airport in Windsor Locks promises to be a busy place for those flying to and from their destinations. The Connecticut Airport Authority says about 95,000 are expected to pass through BDL through this Sunday. U.S. inflation gauge has ticked higher with price pressures still stubborn. The consumer prices rose 2.3% in October from a year earlier. 3 American citizens imprisoned for years by China have been released. That word coming today from the White House, a diplomatic agreement with Beijing in the final months of the Biden administration. Ceasefire between Israel and Hezbollah in Lebanon appears to be holding for now, less than a day since it went into effect, as residents in both countries begin moving back to areas where they had been displaced. Dow down 138 points on Wall Street today. The Nasdaq lost 115 and the S&P down 22. NBA, Knicks continue their road trip out west. They take on the Mavericks in Dallas. The Nets are in Phoenix. NHL, the Bruins face the Islanders, and the Rangers are at Carolina. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Hey, it's Tom Shattuck. Tell me if this sounds familiar. A friend asks where you stayed in Boston last year, and even when you've told the story a dozen times, you can't remember. How about this? You make plans with friends on Saturday and then realize it's your wedding anniversary. Maybe it's more serious. Your medication shape changed, which you knew, but come Monday morning, you're thinking, is this right? Those examples of cognitive decline come not only with being overweight or obese, but also with age. Awaken 180 Golden addresses both fast weight loss and brain age reversal for those over 60. Awaken 180 Golden is both doctor and registered dietitian approved. Added bonus, it's all packed into a short 1 to 3 month transformative program with free support for life. The same fast weight loss I received, plus brain age and physical age reversal. Turn back the clock. Feel like you did 10, 20 years ago with the solution for weight loss. Online at awaken180weightloss.com. That's awaken180weightloss.com.
The Black Friday event starts now. Radio listeners can enjoy reliving their meaningful memories for an insane 65% off.
Legacy Box is the best gift for you or a family member. And during our Black Friday event, there's never been a better time to preserve your past. Legacy Box start at only $27, with savings of over $400 when you digitize your whole collection.
Legacy Box is simple and safe. We digitize everything by hand here in the USA. You'll get your originals back, plus digital copies that protect your tapes, film reels, and photos from floods, mold, even the decay of time.
Make the holidays special and shop our best deal of the year. Visit legacybox.com to shop our Black Friday event and take an unreal 65% off. With limited quantities ready to ship, this deal will go fast.
The Legacy Box Black Friday starts now. Buy your Legacy Box today and send in when you're ready. That's legacybox.com/value to take 65% off. LegacyBox.com/value.
You're listening to Reese on the Radio, filling in today for Todd Feinberg on WTIC News Talk 1080.
We're back. Reese on the Radio. Tomorrow on the show, of course, it's going to be the best of Reese on the Radio. I'll be tuning in just because, I want to see what Roland put together. I just, for me, I'm just wondering from what shows he's going to be grabbing stuff from and how interesting it's going to be. I'm looking forward to, because to be honest with you, it's my first official best of. And in my 20 plus years in radio, I've never had my own. So this is kind of important to me. Most guys, they don't care about it. It's like, yeah, we'll do a best of, and guys will walk away. I've never had one done. So I was asked yesterday by Joey to cut a couple of clips for the best of show. And so I did my usual walk after the show, watched a couple of TV shows with my wife because that's our routine. And then I went to the office and I said, okay, let me cut a couple. So I did one, and I thought this one was pretty funny. I thought this one was pretty entertaining. I hope you enjoy it because you will hear it during the best of show tomorrow. Okay? So this is Reese on the Radio, best of promo, airing tomorrow. Okay, so let me get this right. You voted for Trump, you showed up at Thanksgiving wearing an ugly Make America Great Again Christmas sweater, and you misgendered the host. Well, that's okay. You can always listen to the best of Reese on the Radio right here on NewsTalk 1080 WTIC. Sure, there's no turkey, but there's always a turkey sandwich. Let's go see if the local deli is open. So that will be airing tomorrow. That was me having fun with no guardrails. That's Reese on the Radio, the best of. So you'll hear stuff like that during the show tomorrow, and I hope that you will take some time if you've got nothing to do during your feast, because some people won't. And I will be one of those people. So get ready for the 5 o'clock focus. I think Roland kind of teased it a little bit by accident. Because I think it's only appropriate to ask the question, about Thanksgiving this year. Because of so much stuff going on. It's not just the woke stuff. It's the getting older stuff. And that's my biggest issue. Like, when I'm getting older, the least I need... I love family, don't get me wrong. I like them. I like a lot of them. I don't like to see them all the time. No, nothing against them. But, it's a lot of people. And you almost feel like you have to engage all the time. It's like, you ever notice that when you had a party? Like, even if it's not your party, you kind of have to mingle with everyone. Like, you have to meet everyone and sort of, I don't know. I don't get that. Unless it's, I don't know. Roland, what do you do when you're in a party like that? Do you have to engage, or do you just sit in a corner and look at your phone?
Depends on the situation.
Do you engage a lot when you go to these little family gatherings or these?
Oh yeah, when it's my family.
Oh, okay. Well, what if it's not your family and your wife has just dragged you to an office party, or like an office friends party?
Yeah, I don't go to those.
That figures. Let's get another check of our traffic with Mark Christopher, the BPS Traffic Center. Mark, when you go to these parties, like your wife takes you to an office, like an office friend's home, what do you call it? A housewarming party or something like that. Do you engage a lot, or do you sit in the corner because you don't know anyone? Like, do you kind of get introverted?
No, I like to engage. If there's somebody there that's kind of cool, and we can talk about things.
Like, do you mingle though? Like, do you go from like person to person to person, or you just find one person that might be cool and just sort of veg right there?
Here's how it works, Reese.
Okay.
The more alcohol, the more I mingle. I'm not usually earlier tonight, maybe not so much mingle. And once I get a couple in me, and I'm getting, I'm getting Beechwood aged. Then I start to loosen up, and I like to rub elbows with people. Yeah. Definitely more social when I'm, and I'm a happy drunk, by the way. I'm not one of those mean drunks. Yeah, I'm a happy drunk. So alcohol is a good thing. It does tend to make me a little more social. If you're heading into Hartford right now, hopefully you're not drinking alcohol, and if you are, please call an Uber driver. I know a lot of people in town. Everybody gets together tonight, so be careful out there. Westbound 84, you're going to see some slow traffic now as you move up on the Bulkley Bridge out to about 47 Sigourney Street. This traffic report is being brought to you by Goodwill, thanking Connecticut residents for their continued support. Eastbound side of 84, really not bad at all. Just a little slowdown as you move up from 48 Capitol Avenue into the tunnel. Southbound 91 tapping the brakes at 32A and B. Again, down by exit 28. Sluggish 23 down to 22 in Cromwell. And more sluggish traffic from exit, that would be exit 20 down to exit 17 in Meriden. Now, if you're 291, 384, that looks good east of the river. 2 eastbound, moving well, Glastonbury to Marlboro. Quiet Middletown. 84 westbound, slowing from the 691 interchange. It's sluggish right up to the Mixmaster in Waterbury. 84 eastbound is tied up as you move between 16 and 18 in Waterbury, and again, some slow traffic getting by exit 26, going down the Big Hill down toward the 691 interchange. If you're traveling 84 eastbound, you got delays approaching the New York, Connecticut line out to exit 5. Again, delays 8 to 11 in Newtown. Westbound 84 slowing approaching exit 10 down to exit 7 in Danbury. If you're southbound on the Parkway, look for delays from 61 into the West Rock Tunnel. 95 southbound slowing from 48 down to 43 in West Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
This holiday season, consider the goodwill you can spread by donating your gently used clothing and household items at your nearest Goodwill. Your donations directly support our free career centers around Connecticut. Share your goodwill and donate today.
WTIC weather.
Mainly cloudy tonight, the low down to 36. Thanksgiving Thursday will be cooler with rain. Some heavy downpours can reduce visibility and cause some ponding on the streets and highways. Take care, drive safely, and leave yourself a little bit of extra time to get where you need to be. The high of 41. On Friday, a mix of clouds and sun, the high of 45. Saturday, plenty of sunshine, breezy. It's going to feel cold. That high of 42 will feel like 30s at best. That gusty west wind. Some sun Sunday, that high 40 again, but going to feel like 30s with the westerly winds again. Partly sunny on Monday, the high 39. Mostly sunny Tuesday, the high of 40. Right now, it's 50 in New Haven, New London at 46, Hartford at 48. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina in the WTIC Weather Center.
This Thanksgiving, Columbia Dental is giving back. Join us on Thursday, November 28th from 9 a.m. till 2 p.m. at 483 West Middle Turnpike in Manchester for free cleanings and treats. Celebrate the season of gratitude with a sparkling smile. First come, first serve.
Make your holiday season merry and bright at Magic of Lights. Featuring millions of holiday lights. Pratt & Whitney Stadium at Rentschler Field. Now through January 4th. Tickets available at magicoflights.com.
Download the free Upside app to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Cash out anytime to your bank account, PayPal, or e-gift card. Download the free Upside app now to use promo code RADIO for an extra 25 cents per gallon cash back on your first fill-up. That's promo code RADIO. Isn't it time you thought about an estate plan for your family? Estate planning attorneys help prioritize and carry out personalized asset protection strategies. The law firm of Brown, Payne, Dearest & Scott has served the legal needs of individuals and their small businesses since 1977. Our experienced estate planning team is ready to help. With Brown, Payne, Dearest & Scott, you get more than a lawyer, you get a law firm. Call us at 860-CALL-BPS or visit bpslawyers.com. Nancy Tanucci approved this ad.
Woohoo! Another girls' night out.
Oh, a minute.
Stress from shopping. I couldn't find anything. Have you tried shopping jewelry television? JTV? I don't know. Everyone in my family is so different. JTV has thousands of jewelry styles. Artisan, diamonds, pearls, colored gemstones, watches, even gift sets. I shop on TV and online.
New JTV customers save up to $40 when you shop jtv.com/radio.
Now, can you relax? Yes. Another round? Yes.
We know you're uncertain about psychics. Is this fortune teller you found on a forum legit?
Your one true love is...
Me! That's why California psychics reject 98% of the psychics who apply to work with us. We guarantee.
Yeah, Tim.
Isn't life-changing, it's free. New customers receive 20 minutes for just $20. So experience the joy of certainty at CaliforniaPsychics.com.
Reese on the radio, making sense of the news. Yeah, even when it makes no sense at all. Now on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Must have been the worst thing in the world for me to even mention Jerry Curl. I've got people asking me so many questions about that. Jerry Redding is his name. Formerly, his name was Robert William Redding, who created the Jerry Curl. He was a chemist and a hairdresser who developed the perm known as Jerry Curl, spelled Jheri. People are very, very...
Gotta make sure you got that activated, though.
That's without it, you're nothing. You got that activator is what works the whole thing. 860-522-WTIC. We've got Jeff in Marlboro. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing all right, man. How about you?
I'm all right. Happy Thanksgiving to you.
And happy Thanksgiving to you and your wife.
Thank you.
So I just heard your commentary about the Jerry Curl, so but I had to call in. I know you say you're getting sick of the questions, but
No, not sick of them. No. I'm just saying. Apparently, I started something. It's amazing how that happens. It's a throwaway piece about the Jerry curl that I saw in an article, and now people can't stop talking about it. It's just interesting that it goes that way. But no, what did you want to ask? Of course.
It's so funny. Yeah, well, I mean, when you think of anything like throwback from years ago, people start remembering it and then just want to talk about it. But I'll say the dude who looked the coolest with a Jerry curl, Easy.
There you go again. Okay. Did he really look the coolest in a Jerry curl? It's funny. If you go to the Wikipedia page for Jerry curl, do you know which rapper they put up on the picture? And if I were him, I would demand they take it down from Wikipedia. They put Ice Cube.
Ice Cube.
They put Ice Cube's picture up there.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was glistening a little bit, but it wasn't really curved.
It was. He did have this serious Jerry curl look, and it's funny because the guys on the East Coast, especially in the rap game, they despise the Jerry curl. To them, that was like a distinction. Like we had the high top fade, they had the Jerry curl, and for us, the Jerry curl was a no-win. Like you couldn't be on the East Coast and wear a Jerry curl. The
high top fade, like menace to society.
Yeah, exactly.
First of all, it would freeze.
It would freeze in New York, the Jerry curl.
Yeah.
That's true. That's actually pretty true. So, what do you got planned for Thanksgiving, sir?
Just having it with my mother. Just her and I, that's it.
Oh, okay. So very quiet.
Very quiet, little relaxed Thanksgiving. No big deal. We don't do the big family thing anymore. My sister-in-law invites us over sometimes, but we don't really do that anymore. She's got a big family, too. And
so you're just going to stop at mom's and that's it, so you're not going to kind of make the rounds?
Yeah, we just like to keep it quiet. You know, my mom did it for so many years for so many of us and family and everything. To have it quiet and easy now is just really nice.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I guess, you know, when I was a kid, I loved the fact that I had so many grandparents' homes to go to, because I kind of felt like as a kid, you know, as a poor kid, traveling is a luxury. So having a lot of family to go to in different places kind of felt like you were traveling the world, like you were going places, even though they were only a couple of miles apart. They all appeared like worlds apart to go to different houses because different people would be there. So you really felt like you were connecting with a large group of people. As you get older, it's like, can I just limit this to like 2 miles?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, but when you go to a lot of houses, you get a lot of different types of styles of cooking. That's really nice too.
That's true. And when I was a kid, my favorite thing was to go around. It was like everyone. If I didn't get a piece of like a pumpkin pie or a pecan pie, I knew that the next house I went to, whether they had a smaller group or a different kind of group, I knew I would get a piece there. So I was never lacking for dessert. That was the best part.
Yep.
Absolutely. Thank you, boss man. You have a wonderful, happy Thanksgiving. Please send our best to your mom.
Oh, will do. Thank you, Reese.
You're welcome, sir. Bob is in New Haven, or is that Rob in New Haven? Rob is in New Haven. How you doing, sir?
New Britain.
New Britain.
New Britain. Oh gosh, I read that wrong. I'm sorry. New Britain. What are we doing, sir?
Yeah, I didn't get to say my rhythm, my rebel.
What's going on, sir?
Oh, I just wanted to wish you and Roman happy Thanksgiving.
It's Roland, but I like Roman. It's Roland.
Roman. What's his name?
Roland.
Roman.
Yes.
That's what I tried to say. He's smooth like butter. But anyway, I go to my sister's, and I'll see my nieces and nephews.
Okay.
And my sister took my advice because I had one at a buddy's once. They cooked the turkey immersed in apples. And then when you eat it, you can taste the apples in the meat.
Okay, hold on. Now, you're saying immersed in apples. Are you saying covered
Yeah,
in,
you
like,
stuff
sliced?
it with apples and you have, like, slices on top of it with toothpicks.
Okay.
And then, you whatever you want to stuff it with, but totally covered in apples.
You know what somebody needs to explain to me? Why I'm sure you've experienced this because I kind of feel like this is everywhere. If they have ham at Thanksgiving, for those of us who eat pork, Roland, for those of us who have ham, I knew that my grandmother and every grandmother I ever had in life, they always put pineapple on the ham. And I never understood this because people said it was for flavor, and I never liked pineapple. I don't like pineapple on anything.
Yeah.
I just don't understand why that was a thing.
I don't either. And I wanted to say something, too. You were saying last week that you come to your show for the meat and potatoes.
Yes, my show is always about the meat and potatoes.
Yes. Well, I wanted to turn you and Roman onto a song, Louis Armstrong, All This Meat and No Potatoes. What a great song. He sings it with a beautiful woman.
I do know that one. That's a great song. That is a really,
really
song.
Good. Well, happy Thanksgiving, you guys, and all your listeners.
Thank you, and to you, too, and your sister and the nieces and nephews as well, man. Have a wonderful one. Let's go to Aaron in Goshen before we get up out of here. How we doing, sir?
Good. So if you want to cut down on the amount of Christmas presents you have to buy, when you arrive at your family outing, show up in your best MAGA clothes and sing Happy Days are here to stay, and, just rub it in that, it's going to get much better. And by that point, you'll be sure not to have as many people to buy gifts for.
So let me tell you. Let me tell you this, Aaron. This is a true story that happened 4 days ago. So my wife and I think my wife was online or something along those lines, and my wife has become a MAGA person in recent months, and many people know that she was on the left until the assassination attempt happened on July 13th. And that changed her around. So anyway, right after that, a couple of weeks after, my wife decided that she wanted to buy a couple of MAGA shirts. And she did. She got us both some MAGA shirts. It took about a week or so to get in the mail, and we get it. And I guess after you order it, you'll get like a postcard saying, hey, if you're interested, we've got more MAGA stuff for you to buy, right? So one day, I'm coming home from work, and my wife is outside across the street talking to our neighbors. Now, I don't know the politics of my neighbors, but they've been friendly. They've helped us out. We helped them out. They watch the house and stuff like that when we've been out of town. But she's out there talking to us. So I walk over when I get home from work, and my wife is talking to the woman of the house, Heather, about politics. And they're talking about abortion rights and all this other stuff. And I don't know this, but Heather is a liberal. And my wife is a newly converted conservative. And it sounded a little contentious. It was really, and I didn't know the politics of my neighbors because I didn't ask. Well, anyway, I said, is everything okay? And she's like, no, we're just kind of having a heated discussion, but everything's cool. And the neighbor said, no, everything's cool. We just got a little, excitable about the conversation, but no harm, no foul. And they've been cool ever since. So one day I'm outside in the garage, and I'm either working out or cleaning or something like that, and Heather comes over with a card in her hand, and she says, hey, I think this came into our mail. It's for your wife. And it's a postcard from the MAGA T-shirt people asking if we wanted to buy the material. It went into their mailbox. And the whole time I'm embarrassed going, ugh. Like, that must have driven her. And, of course, she gets it after the election. So in my head, I'm going, like, I know that she probably looked at it and probably screamed and hollered when she got it in the mailbox. It was like, like, I'm going. And so when she hands it to me, she was so kind. She was like, I think this is your wife's. And I look at the card, I go, oh, crap. So I already know I'm not wearing any MAGA gear to anybody's house today. Tomorrow. I'm just not. I barely want to go. I'm going to be in. I'm going to be out. I'll probably come in and say hello to everybody. I won't even eat unless somebody hands me something to try.
Oh, you got a million stops to make, huh?
I'm trying to keep it down to one, but it'll probably be 2 or 3.
Well, that's 3 or 4. That's 3 dinners you can get to,
Yeah, but I'm trying to lose weight, Aaron. I'm trying to lose weight.
Well, welcome to the holidays.
Yeah, no kidding. They already said. I saw this thing on Drudge Report that says that the average person, the average reveler, is going to get 6 pounds. It's going to gain 6 pounds.
Yeah, between this Christmas and New Year's. But then we got New Year's to, work it off, right?
Yeah, Well, I'll be working it off immediately. Thank you, Aaron, man. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving, and
have a good Thanksgiving, Reese.
man. You too. Like I said, I know a lot of people are going to be eating and having a good time. I'm trying not to. Dave in East Windsor says, "Will you be live on Friday?" And will that be a best of? No, sir. You will get the best of Reese on the Radio because Reese on the Radio will be live. We'll be live. We take no days off unless they force it. You understand me? They've got to pry this microphone out of my cold, dead hands. Roland knows. Who's that? Tom is in Watertown. How are we doing, sir?
Good, sir. Tom Hill. Hey, you don't work. You said on your way home from work. What, you have a real job?
Yeah, I own a U-Haul and moving company.
Oh, I'm sorry, because radio is a lifestyle. It's not work.
Oh, I got to be honest with you. Some people say it is a lifestyle, but I've probably loved this for so long in my life, man. I don't even think this is work. I really feel like this is.
I agree.
I feel like this is just like, I don't know what I would do without it. I really don't. My wife says that she goes, I come alive when I'm on the air. And I'm like, so what, am I dead the rest of the time? She goes, no, it's just in your natural state.
Well, I like what you do. Happy Thanksgiving, and thank you for entertaining us.
Thank you. And it's very, very gracious of you to say that, and happy Thanksgiving to you too, sir. Have a wonderful holiday.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what else I would do. I've done everything. I was even a bike messenger, Roland. Did you know that? Like a bicycle messenger on a 10-speed in Manhattan. Do they even do that anymore? Is that like a thing? I don't even remember if they still do that. I think there are still bike messengers out there. But yeah, I used to be a bike messenger. Oh, I hated that job. I mean, it's exhilarating, but the yellow cabs were vicious. The war between the bike messengers and the yellow cabs. Somebody out there is a yellow cab driver or was a yellow cab driver who drove in Manhattan. If you have, give me a call. Give me a call and tell me what your rivalries were like with the bike messengers. Because, I would watch those on the street. The bike messengers would have the chains in their hands. And like with the bike locks, and they would swing them. And if a cab driver cut them off, they would swing that thing like medieval times. Wham! Take off the mirror. It was crazy watching that stuff. That was the weirdest job that I ever had. I think I lasted about 2 weeks. Let's get to Mark Christopher, the BPS Traffic Center. Mark, did you ever experience bike messengers back in the day? You didn't spend a lot of time in New York, did you?
Well, no, I would just visit there. No, I didn't spend a lot of time there, but no, I don't think I've ever come across one.
Yeah, it was such a big thing at one time. You wouldn't know this, but Kevin Bacon actually started a movie called Quicksilver that was about bike messengers.
There you go.
Yeah, it was a big thing back in the 80s.
I'll tell you what, the great experience I ever had. I went to New York City the first time I was in 8th grade, and we're on the bus, and it was like so cool. I'm seeing all these cars just stripped up on cinder blocks, and going through the Bronx. I'm like, this is the coolest thing ever.
Look at all of this crime.
It was amazing. I was like, this is insane. I love this.
They don't steal tires like this in Windsor.
No, they don't. They put it right up on the cinder blocks and everything's gone. This traffic report is being brought to you by the XL Center. That was my takeaway from the trip. If you're heading into Hartford right now, westbound 84 is slowing in East Hartford, approaching the Bulkley Bridge up to 47 Sigourney Street, 84 eastbound looking real good now. Farmington out into Vernon. Southbound 91, little tap of the brakes at 32 A and B. If you are traveling southbound 91, you're going to see sluggish traffic again approaching exit 21. And it's tight right down to exit 17 in Meriden. Northbound 91 moves well. Cromwell through downtown up into Windsor. 291, 384, OK2 eastbound moving well. Glastonbury into Marlboro. Quiet in Middletown. 84 westbound in Cheshire. You'll see some slow traffic approaching 26 up to the Mixmaster. 84 eastbound is slowing in Southbury from exit 17 to 18 in Waterbury. 84 westbound. Look out for some slow traffic in Southbury approaching 60. Now, if you're heading toward Danbury right now, eastbound side 84, you've got delays approaching the New York, Connecticut line out to 5. Again, from exit 8 in Danbury out to exit 11 in Newtown. Westbound 84 is running slow 10 to 7 in Danbury. Heading toward New Haven, southbound Parkway delays 60 in the West Rock Tunnel, and 95 southbound, you've got slow traffic 46 to 44 in New Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC.
Mainly cloudy tonight, the low down to 36. For Thanksgiving Thursday, a cooler day with rain and some of the heavy downpours could reduce visibility and cause ponding on the streets and highways. Give yourself a little bit of extra time, drive slowly, and get where you need to be safely for Thanksgiving. A high of 41. Clouds and sun Friday, a high of 45. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina in the WTIC Weather Center.
WTIC is 99 and throwing a year-long celebration to 100 years on the air. This is WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
It's 5 o'clock. Hartford temperature 47 degrees. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. The TSA says today will be the busiest day to fly before Thanksgiving as millions head out for the holiday. CBS's Nicole Valdez reports that the FAA and the TSA say they're focusing on opening up airspace for commercial flights.
They actually say that airspace in certain parts of the East Coast and the Gulf of Mexico that's typically designated for military use is actually going to be opened up today for commercial pilots to fly through to try to really reduce the amount of delays that they'll see on, again, one of the busiest holiday travel days of the year.
Here in Connecticut, state police with some holiday weekend warnings. One of them concerns wrong-way drivers on the state's divided highways. There have been 13 deaths related to those types of crashes this year. State Police Sergeant Luke Davis talks about the wrong-way detection system installed at highway exit ramps, which have resulted in nearly 200 activations across the state since the installations began last year.
The wrong-way detection system has been a phenomenal resource to us in quickly identifying the issue when it does occur, and more often than not, we're getting these people stopped before it leads into that tragedy and causing an accident, which is resulting in serious injury or a fatality to an innocent person.
The drivers who enter the highways in the wrong direction and cause crashes are often impaired, he says. The state also points to other factors for those crashes, including confused states of mind and dated highway designs. Police in Meriden are charging a woman with exchanging inappropriate text messages with a Lincoln Middle School student while she was the school's climate specialist. Under arrest is 37-year-old Tamara Johnson. Police say they launched the investigation, which included multiple interviews and forensic examination of cell phones. Johnson turned herself in last Thursday. She faces charges of risk of injury to a minor, impairing the morals of a minor, and she is currently free on $25,000 bond. The FBI says it's investigating what it's calling numerous bomb threats and swatting incidents targeting Trump administration nominees and appointees. Here's CBS's Linda Kenyon.
The targets of the threats last night and this morning include former Representative and former Trump pick for Attorney General Matt Gaetz. In addition, police in New York say Howard Lutnick, the pick for Commerce Secretary, was targeted, as was former Representative Lee Zeldin. He's the incoming president's choice to head the Environmental Protection Agency. Zeldin posted on X that a pipe bomb threat contained a pro-Palestinian-themed message.
Meantime, Trump announced he is tapping retired General Keith Kellogg as his Ukraine envoy. He'll be tasked with trying to bring the war with Russia to an end. Kellogg served in the first Trump administration. The ceasefire between Israel and Hezbollah in Lebanon is holding for now. The agreement gives 60 days for Israeli troops to fully withdraw and for Hezbollah to retreat forces and weapons 20 miles into Lebanon.
There is deep distrust on both sides. Israelis are saying they're still worried that Hezbollah could hit them. And likewise, Lebanese residents are also saying they don't trust Israel to hold to this ceasefire. So it's going to be a tense 60-day wait to see if this deal holds.
Correspondent Deborah Pata. Governor Lamont out with his message to the state for Thanksgiving. He hearkened back to the origins of the holiday during one of the country's darkest times.
That it was Abraham Lincoln during the worst of the Civil War, when you could argue there was nothing to be thankful for. He said, let's establish Thanksgiving as a national holiday, because there are things to be thankful for.
On Wall Street, the Dow lost 138 points today. The NASDAQ was down 115 and the S&P off 22 points. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Texting enrolled. Marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message data rates may apply.
Nice run. It's great being back out on the mountain. You sort of disappeared for a while. Everything okay? Between you and me, it was lower testosterone. Lower T? Yeah. The doc told me once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone, and that can make it harder to stay in shape. That's why I started taking NewGenix Total T. It's made a huge difference. Oh, I've seen that on TV. Is it for real? For sure. It's the #1 doctor-recommended testosterone booster. It boosts free and total testosterone levels to help you get back the drive and energy from your youth. My wife, my boss, my kids, everyone has noticed the change in me. Do they still give out complimentary bottles for people to try for themselves? Yes. Just send them a text.
Guys, text HATCH to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of NewGenix Total T. NewGenix is the #1 selling testosterone brand at GNC and Walmart. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of NewGenix Thermo, our most powerful generator ever, to help you get back in shape fast, absolutely free. Text HATCH to 321-321. That's HATCH to 321-321.
You're listening to Reese on the Radio, filling in today for Todd Feinberg on WTIC News Talk 1080.
It's the 5 o'clock focus.
It's the 5 o'clock focus.
I'm focused, man.
Not one of you even said one word about my promo. You didn't think it was funny, interesting, nothing? You didn't even hear it, Roland, did you? He had no words. Nothing.
Who are you talking to me?
Yes. Did you even hear the promo?
Oh, yeah, I heard it.
Well, you said nothing.
I didn't realize I was supposed to say something.
Yeah, you supposed to say, that was pretty good. It was kind of funny. It was nothing. I got nothing. Everybody gave me nothing. It's okay. It's all right. My feelings are not hurt. I promise. I'm a big boy. Anyway, 5 o'clock focus on NewsTalk 1080 WTIC. This one's an interesting one because, again, I think more people are like me than not. I know a lot of you are going to be celebrating Thanksgiving. We've been talking about it all week. But I'm wondering, would you not, under normal circumstances, if you could, would you not celebrate the holiday in the way, like, would you, if you had it your way? Because I know you got family, and I know you got people that you love, and I know there are some people who love being around family. But if you could, if you could make this day like a day off, like, if, in other words, if you could just have the holiday to yourself, could you or would you do it? Like if your wife said to you or your significant other said to you, you know what, we're going to grandma's, we're going to grandpa's, we're going here to see my sister, whatever it is. You know what? You've had it busy and you need a day to unwind. Have the house to yourself. Would you take it? Just 1 year. Now, I know you're probably going to say to yourself, it's like, oh, but what about, there might be some older relatives that, but this may be the very last time. We're being realistic here.
You could take another day.
Take another? No, you can't take another day. It's Thanksgiving.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, that's the point. You don't take the Thanksgiving off. You take a different day.
Okay, so it's impossible for somebody like Roland to take the day off. I'm sorry, folks. I'm taking the day. If my wife were to say, nah, don't do anything, sit back and enjoy. Do whatever you want to do. You got 8 hours. Take the day. I'd take it. I'm wondering. Let's get another check of our traffic with Mark Christopher, the BPS Traffic Center. Your wife says, Mark, you can take the day. I've got the kids. We're going to grandma's and sisters or whatever it is. You have the day to yourself. Do you take it or do you go out?
Go with the family?
Yeah.
Boy, I would feel guilty not going.
Yeah, see, I feel like that.
I'd
feel like
guilty.
That would be the thing. People feel guilty not going.
Yeah, I would definitely go. I would go. I would definitely go.
All right. Okay. I'm just wondering where people's mindset are. Like, do you take... That's a really personal day with some other conflicting elements to it. Because it's Thanksgiving, it kind of feels like you're obligated to spend it with family. That's not a bad thing.
I don't hate my family members, so it's not. So I'm sure if I did, I'm sure if I did hate my family members, I would say, yeah, I'll sit on the couch and watch football all afternoon. Okay. Maybe run out, get some Chinese food, and just sit there and gorge. But no, I don't hate my family, so I would definitely go.
I got it. Thank you. You don't hate your family. I get what you're saying. Thank you.
If you're heading into Hartford right now, Reese, thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. If you are traveling on the westbound side of I-84, You'll see some slow traffic approaching the Bulkley Bridge out to 45 Flatbush Avenue. 84 eastbound moving well from West Hartford through downtown out into Vernon. Southbound 91's a brief tap of the brakes at 32 A and B. You'll see some sluggish traffic again approaching 20 in Middletown down to 17 in downtown Meriden heading down toward the Wilbur Cross Parkway. Eastbound 84, Waterbury slow 17 to 18. Westbound 84 is tied up approaching 26 in Cheshire up to the Mixmaster. 84 eastbound Danbury, you've got slow traffic from the New York Connecticut line out to 5. Again, delays from 8 in Danbury. Hot takes at 11 in Newtown. Westbound 84 slows 10 in Newtown to 7 in Danbury. If you're heading toward New Haven, southbound Parkway slowing 61 down into the West Rock Tunnel, and 95 southbound delays 46 to 44 in New Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8's WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Mainly cloudy tonight, chilly, the low down to 36. For Thanksgiving Thursday, it'll be cooler with rain. Some heavy downpours can reduce visibility and cause ponding on the streets and highways. If you need to travel on Thanksgiving, give yourself some extra time to get where you need to be and travel safely, please. The high of 41. Going to make for a damp, raw, and very chilly day. Friday, a mix of clouds and sun, the high of 45. Saturday, breezy, plenty of sun. Going to be quite chilly and feel cold, the high of 42, but that west wind 10 to 20 miles an hour is going to make it feel like it's well down in the 30s all day. Chilly day on Sunday as well, some sun, the high of 40, partly sunny, and cold Monday, the high only 39. Wide range of temperatures out there right now. Danbury is at 39. Along with Mansfield. Bristol's at 44. It's 50 in New Haven, and it's 46 in Hartford. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina in the WTIC Weather Center.
Make your holiday season merry and bright at Magic of Lights, featuring millions of holiday lights. Pratt & Whitney Stadium at Rentschler Field, now through January 4th. Tickets available at magicoflights.com.
Remember, for all station contest rules, go to WTIC.com/rules.
Download the free Upside app to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Cash out anytime to your bank account, PayPal, or e-gift card. Download the free Upside app now to use promo code RADIO for an extra 25 cents per gallon cash back on your first fill-up. That's promo code RADIO.
ProHealth Physicians has proudly been keeping Connecticut healthy for nearly 25 years. ProHealth accepts Husky Medicaid, Medicare, TRICARE, and most major insurances. For trusted local care for your whole family, call 1-855-CT-MD-411 or visit ProHealthMD.com.
Shop Dell Technologies Black Friday event for their lowest prices of the year. The future is on sale today with limited time deals on select PCs like the XPS 16 that accelerate AI with Intel Core Ultra processors. Black Friday is their biggest sale of the year and the best time to upgrade, but it's only here for a limited time. Shop now at Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
This Thanksgiving at Total Wine & More, find bourbons and Cabernets that you adore. Our helpful guides are so friendly and nice, so many bottles to try at the lowest price. So gather with friends as you sit down to eat, grateful for all who made Thanksgiving complete.
With curbside pickup and delivery available and the lowest prices for over 30 years, you'll always find what you love and love what you find. Only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly, B21. Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare. Appropriate restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and senior vice president of men's sexual health at HIMSS. In my 12 years of practice as a reproductive urologist, I've helped many guys with ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS. It really wasn't easy before. You had to take time out of your day, come to a physical office, and see a specialist like me in person. Now, through HIMSS.com, you can get world-class sexual health care and a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. It starts with a free assessment from a medical provider licensed in your state who can determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. So don't wait. Join the hundreds of thousands of guys who've ED through HIMSS.
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit.
It's the 5 o'clock focus.
It's the 5 o'clock focus.
I'm focused, man.
We're back. Reese on the Radio, News Talk 1080 WTIC. I hope you guys enjoyed the new look at ReeseOnTheRadio.com. That's REESE on the radio.com. It's all blacked out now. And we We've got video elements. So everything that you hear on the air, there's video. There's a video component to it. So, of course, we'll add that to the show. And, of course, you can watch it later on if you like. Just go to ReeseOnTheRadio.com. You can friend us, as many people have. And I want to thank all of you who have. If you haven't friended Reese on the Radio on Facebook, at least follow. And I appreciate you doing that. People have also joined on Rumble. And I don't promote like YouTube and all that stuff. YouTube and I, we've got beef over COVID-19. So people who check me out on YouTube, that's just something that's there. People are like, you don't have a lot of people who watch you on YouTube. Don't care. I don't care. My audience doesn't care about YouTube. I'm not a streamer. I'm not one of these kids that, it's like playing video games online. So I don't care. Doesn't matter. It's no sweat off my brow. Enough people watch this program online as is, and I'm very, very proud of where we are. The 5 o'clock focus question was, if you could take the day, Thanksgiving, just Thanksgiving. I know any other day you could, but Thanksgiving. If your significant other or your family just said give you a break and you could be home and just take it by yourself, would you do it on this particular day? 860-522-WTIC, 860-522-9842. Chris is in Berlin. Hello, Chris.
Hi, Reese. So when I was working at the hospital, and Thanksgiving was just me and my parents. I was young, and my brother had moved to the Midwest, so he didn't come home. So what I did was I switched shifts so somebody with kids can have their Thanksgiving.
Oh.
So it made me feel good, and I knew my mother would have Thanksgiving in the evening when I got out of work.
Right. Okay, so that's, see, that's what I'm talking, and I've done that. That's such a great point.
Yeah.
Knowing somebody at work who had to be, on the shift with you, and somebody needs like, hey, my grandmother's going to be in town, and, she's 96, and you hear something like that, and they've got kids. Of course you do that. It's like, if there's ever a gift to give in the holiday season, that is the gift of gifts, trading a shift with an employee that they will always remember, because they'll be there for you in a pinch as well, should you need it.
Made me feel good, you know.
It should, and it should. Absolutely, you should hang your hat on that. That's a very noble and kind thing to do. And so, like, if you had to, Chris.
Well, not really. Spending the day with my parents alone was.
Well, wait a minute. Now, if you could.
And I love them,
But at this time, right? If you could, I know that family is important. This is no slight on them. I'm sure they're great people.
Yeah.
But if you could get a day, if somebody were to give you that one, they like to use the term hall pass. If you were to get that one hall pass that says you don't have to go anywhere, like you've normally got obligations every year, but this one, just take for yourself. Eat a turkey sandwich, watch some romantic comedies at home, and just veg. Would you do it?
Yeah.
You would, right?
But it just made me feel good to have some woman be with her kids on Thanksgiving all day.
Exactly. And you know what? I'm telling you, I don't know who would. Everybody says you could take off any day in the world. This one is a special one because it's like no obligation. I've had plenty of people say, "Hey, where's Reese? How come Reese didn't show up?" They're like, he had some other things to do, or he had to work. And trust me, I always worked on holidays because this is going to sound pretty mean. I didn't really care about holidays as a young person. As you get older, they become more important. But as a young person, I was just like, I didn't really care.
Well, when my first year working in the hospital, they scheduled me because they stuck me because I was brand new with Christmas Eve, second shift, and then Christmas Day.
Wow.
And I says, well, I don't care. And I remember Christmas Eve, I went up to the top floor of the hospital. I was looking out at the lights of the city, and I just started crying. That just hit me, yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine that, though. Yeah, that's, it's a very surreal moment. You're looking out there, the city, the lights. It's sort of it's an atmospheric thing. It's sort of it.
I would have been okay if they said, "Oh, you have Christmas Eve off. You have to work Christmas Day." That would have been okay. A Christmas Day, you have to work. Christmas Eve, you're off. But that was
Christmas
tough.
Eve. It's funny because that's weird. I'm probably going to ask that question later about Christmas Eve, because I don't know. I kind of feel like Christmas Eve is a bigger holiday than Christmas Day. Is that weird?
Me too.
Is it? Yeah,
Me too.
I really do. I kind of feel like that's become part of the atmosphere of that holiday. Even I feel like after Christmas morning, like what else is left? It's like you kind of feel like all of the fanfares sort of, I hate to use the term died, but it's sort of dissipated in some way. So it's interesting. What are you doing this year, Chris?
Nothing much.
Nothing much? But you are going to be with some family.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, can you please extend our happy Thanksgiving to them?
Same thing to you and your wife.
You got it. Thank you so much, Chris. Happy Thanksgiving.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. And let's go to Larry, who's in Southington. How are we doing, Larry? Larry, are you there?
Hello, can you hear me?
Hey, I can hear you fine, Larry. How are you, sir? Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Reese. Nice talking with you.
You too.
So this year, after 30 years, will be my first year not cooking. So it's like getting a day off.
Okay, now you got to tell me, you 30 years in your cooking, you get a day off. What happened? What transpired? How did you finagle your way out of cooking this year?
Well, my children decided they wanted to do the cooking, so they're taking over the reins for the first year in 30 years. So it should be interesting.
Are you apprehensive or are you enthusiastic?
Oh, my gosh. You know I'm apprehensive, of course.
Now, do you know what's going to be on the menu? Are they going to do some newfangled young people's version of the dish, right? Are they going to bring, like, tofurkey or whatever that weird stuff with, like, cranberries made out of organic non-processed cranberry sauce, something weird?
Oh, I hope not. But the fun thing is we all, I'm a trained chef, so I've been cooking. Okay. I've been doing these parties. They come very easy to me. We usually have big gatherings, up to 30 people at some time.
Okay.
So it was never a big deal. I put the whole meal together. So it's be very interesting to see how it all comes out. And, all I'm doing is I'm bringing pies. I actually made homemade pies that I'm bringing, and that's my responsibility. So it should be good. It should be fun. It should be nice not to have to do anything.
Well, I'm pretty sure that there'll be a level of sort of pressure that'll be off you. You sort of get to relax, as it were. You're not in charge of everything. But let me ask you this. How old are the younger folks that are going to be cooking the meal this year?
So my kids are all in their 30s.
Okay.
So they're older.
Okay.
But it's taken them this long. It's taken them this long to step up.
Okay. But no. But you know what? I'm sure they're enthusiastic, and in some ways they're trying to impress you.
Oh, for sure. And believe me, they're all very, very talented cooks.
Okay.
We eat very healthy. We're all gluten free, but we make it taste like it you would never know. So everything we prepare is great. So yeah, it should be really fun. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, but I know it's gonna be fun because now, and I've only got to ask because you're a chef and you've been doing it for 30 years, and plus you're a dad. So I have to wonder if there's going to be sort of like some instincts from three different places, right? The 30-year experience, the dad, and the chef. Is there going to be a level of heightened scrutiny on your heart? Like, are you walking into this going, I've got to taste everything, and sort of like there's a part of me that just kind of goes, this was good. This was a 7. This was a 6. Like, will there be that part of you going through the meal?
I think that might happen, but open-minded.
No, I'm giving you
open-minded.
I'm giving you a round of applause. Do not deny the applause.
Yeah.
You earned it. Listen to me. There are certain instincts, and it's not just because you've done it for 30 years or the fact that you're a chef. It's because you're a dad, and that never goes away. It's like the kids bringing you home.
That never goes away.
It's like the kids bringing you home a piece of artwork that's going to end up on a refrigerator or in the back of the closet.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
That's right. That's absolutely right. That's absolutely true. But I'm excited. I'm excited to just have a family day, not being pressured to have to put on a big meal and just kind of relaxing. So it should be very, very nice.
Well, can you promise me one thing, Larry? Please, if you can
Sure.
call in Friday, if not Monday, please call me and give me an update on how it went. I'm kind of invested now, so I really want.
I will.
So
I will do that.
And if
Reese.
you can give me a couple of dishes, like like how the turkey turned out, and also please let me know if there was something weird or avant-garde on the menu.
I will definitely do that. And I want to add, I really, really enjoy your show, and I become a faithful listener. So keep it up, man.
Thank you so much. Much appreciated, sir. And happy Thanksgiving to you and yours. And good luck, I think is in order.
Yeah. You also. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Oh, man. Oh, see, I don't know. I mean, my kids, I feel like they would do great. They'd be under pressure anyway. I think naturally your children would be under pressure to cook for you. Roland. Now I'm thinking, like, this whole time I'm thinking, Roland, he's a huge cook and he's got a daughter. Imagine what her first meal cooking for her dad's going to be like.
It was eggs and bacon.
Eggs, how did it turn out?
Turned out great.
Really?
She watched me cook, and she just did the same thing.
So she followed, really? She watched you and then she knew exactly what to do. It was almost like muscle memory.
She didn't know exactly what to do, but she came pretty darn close.
Oh, that's not bad. So and she's only she's a brand new teen, like 13, 14 now, right?
She'll be 15 in January.
Oh, goodness gracious. Do you allow her to cook a lot now?
No. I'll let her use the air fryer or make some breakfast and stuff like that.
Wait a minute.
Not a real meal because she's not in there enough. Like I was cooking since I was 9 years old. So I was in there.
Yeah, but I mean, see, that
she's not.
Almost...
She don't have time to be in there doing that. So.
Oh, she doesn't have time to.
Yeah, she has a busy life, busy schedule.
Okay, was she like a whole bunch of teen school programs and athletics and all that stuff?
Yep. She has
for the school paper and all that.
Dance, and she's student council and all that.
Holy moly!
Yeah.
Overachiever kind of deal, huh?
Yeah, pain in the butt, but she's great at. She's great at her books and her learning and her dance, so can't be too mad.
Hey, what did I'm sure I said this on the show when I used to tell the kids all the time, you can always work your way into a yes, right? If you do everything that you're supposed to do, you'll never get a no, right?
Yep. Only safety issues. That's it.
That's right. Every time you ask for something, it's like as long as the stuff that's required of you or gets done and it's done at an exemplary level, you'll never get a no. I used to say that to the kids all the time. So, but the cooking thing, man, I'll be honest with you. I'm not even your kid, and I would be nervous cooking for you.
Why?
Yeah, because you're kind of a cook. Like, I would go into a cooking thing, and it's like, for me, first of all, I would be nervous boiling water around you. Cooks make me nervous.
Yeah, my wife, she's a terrible cook, and she keeps trying, but then she gets so upset if I can't say anything negative about, even though if the meal is horrible, I still gotta say whatever, because then she said, well, do it yourself. so I just do it myself, so that way I don't have to go through that.
Oh, my wife does. She experiments in every meal, and she'll ask me how is it? I'm not, nope, no complaints here. You cook for me. That's my rule. And plus, she's got the perfect husband, Roland. She's got a husband who does not care about food. So she can go in there and completely screw it up.
And you'll still eat it.
It could taste like cardboard. I would still eat it because I'm getting fed.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I know it sounds crazy.
I'm a little too uppity.
Let's get another check of our traffic with Mark Christopher in the BPS Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Reese, thank you very much. Well, if you're heading westbound 84 into Hartford, you got delays approaching the Bulkhead Bridge at 47 Sigourney, 84 eastbound, a little tap of the brakes by 48 Capitol Avenue. South of 91 moving well, Windsor down into Cromwell, and then you're going to hit delays. Heavy traffic from 20 Country Club Road in Middletown down to 17 for the Wilbur Cross Parkway. Northbound 91, no problems. Cromwell through downtown up into Windsor.
I'm a bougie food connoisseur.
Eastbound's okay, Glastonbury to Marlboro, quiet in Middletown, 9 in the Oregoni Bridge. Now, we do have an accident reported northbound at the end of the Wilbur Cross Parkway between 67 and 68, and in either right lane is out there, so delays up Miller Avenue up to that accident scene. If you are...
Yep, gotta be seasoned, gotta taste delicious, because that's all I had growing up.
84 eastbound by exit 18 18. Westbound 84 is sluggish 25A up to the Mixmaster in Waterbury. 84 eastbound, a little tight between 26 and 27. Now, if you're heading into Danbury, 84 eastbound delays approaching the New York-Connecticut line out to exit 5 in Danbury. Again, you'll pick up slow traffic from 8 in Danbury out to exit 11 in Newtown. Westbound side of it, Newtown slowing 11 to 7 in Danbury. Now, if you are southbound on the Parkway, look for slow traffic from 60 into the West Rock Tunnel. 95 southbound delays 46 to 43 in West Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8 WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Mainly cloudy tonight, the low down to 36. For Thanksgiving Thursday, it'll be much cooler with rain. Heavy downpours can reduce visibility and cause ponding on the streets and highways. Give yourself some extra time and drive a little more slowly so you get where you need to be safely for Thanksgiving, the high of 41. A mix of clouds and sun Friday, the high of 45. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina in the WTIC Weather Center.
And now, a WTIC news update.
5:30, good afternoon. I'm John Silva. The holiday getaway is on. AAA says 890,000 travelers in the region are getting away for Thanksgiving. At Bradley Airport, the Connecticut Airport Authority predicts about 95,000 travelers will pass through BDL from last Friday through this Sunday. State police out with the stepped-up enforcement as well. Troopers urge motorists to drive safely, particularly with rain in the forecast for Thursday, and they want drivers to observe the slow-down, move-over law for those who may be on the side of the road. Man is dead following a 4-vehicle crash on the Merritt Parkway in New Canaan on Thursday. 85-year-old Frank Brantner was from St. Petersburg, Florida. Brantner's vehicle struck one in front of him, which in turn hit 2 others. One other driver sustained minor injuries. Trump transition team says several of the president-elect's cabinet picks have been the subject of threats and swatting incidents. Among those targeted, New York Congresswoman Elise Stefanik, the pick to be Trump's next ambassador to the UN. President Biden's administration urging Ukraine to quickly increase the size of its military by drafting more troops and revamping its mobilization laws to allow for the conscription of troops as young as 18. And John Madden's love of football and family came through the most on Thanksgiving. On Thursday, NBC will continue to honor Madden's legacy when it opens its broadcast before the nightcap between the Dolphins and the Packers. The 2-minute open features an original Madden cruiser traveling from the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio to Lambeau Field last week. It has remained in Green Bay and will also be featured during the game. Madden will be honored during all 3 games tomorrow. It's the 3rd year the NFL has had the John Madden Thanksgiving celebration. Dow down 138 on Wall Street today. NASDAQ lost 115 points and the S&P was down 22. Knicks continue the road trip out west in Dallas against the Mavericks tonight. The Nets are in Phoenix. NHL, the Bruins take on the Isles, and the Rangers are in Carolina. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Men, it's the holidays, a time of love and joy. But if you suffer from erectile dysfunction, the season can be tough on you. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health. And if you and your partner are struggling because of ED, change it up this year. Give the best gift you can give to the one you love by treating your ED and restoring your relationship. In Northeast Men's Health, we're experts in treating ED. And as a Prometic restorative health practice, we've literally seen thousands of relationships renewed across the nation. Plus, with treatments having success rates well over 90%, coupled with many treatment options, we can likely find the right one for you. You may even find you're performing like you haven't in years. So call us and give your partner the best gift you can give this season, a renewed, restored relationship. Your first visit is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-930-5956 or go to northeastmenshealth.com. We have 5 offices across the Northeast to serve you. Northeast Men's Health, a Prometic restorative health practice.
Hey, it's Matt, your lead pro. Gutters are an often neglected part of the home. They're also one of the most important. Clogged, overflowing gutters can cause serious problems like foundation damage or basement flooding, which can cost thousands of dollars to fix. Let's face it, cleaning gutters yourself is not only a hassle, it can be dangerous. But when you get Leaf Filter, you'll never have to worry about cleaning clogged gutters again. Get started today by visiting leaffilter.com/rain to schedule your free inspection. If you decide to move forward, we'll professionally clean, realign, and seal your gutters before installing our patented stainless steel micro mesh system. Leaf Filter keeps out everything but the water. And it's backed by a lifetime transferable no clogs warranty. So you're protected for good. We're in your neighborhood and ready to...
And 10.
Filter today for a free inspection and estimate.
Doing still focus?
Percent. Visit leaffilter.com/rain. That's .com/rain.
You're listening to Reese on the Radio, filling in today for Todd Feinberg on WTIC News Talk 1080.
And this is the part of the show when, by the way, when we come back from the holiday, we're going to have the whole audio thing set up for what happened was. So don't forget that that's coming next week. There's a whole lot of elements sort of coming to the show, while we're here, because we are trying to streamline this as an experience for everybody. So those of you who listen to the show online, and there are plenty of you, and I really do appreciate all of you who are joining the visual part of the show. I dare not call it a TV show versus a radio show. There is no versus. It's the show overall, and you can experience it in two ways. Of course, here on the Odyssey app, WTIC.com, ReeseOnTheRadio.com, in those places, no matter where you go, no matter how you want to experience the show, you can. So we're going to sort of streamline it so that you can get every part of it. Even if you can't catch it live, you have some place to go to catch it afterwards. And, it's not going to be just you watching my face on a camera. I'm not that, what's the word I'm looking for? Egomaniacal. I love myself, don't get me wrong, but I don't want this to be just about you looking at me wave my arms around. So the podcast was originally like this. Before I joined WTIC, I did a podcast, and it was me and showing video elements and talking about the events of the day. So we wanted to bring that to the show so that people who like the podcast sort of get the podcast in its original form while we do it as a radio show. But some other stuff that I want to do is also fun as well. So things like what happened is great because it promotes the Odyssey app. If you don't have it, you should get it, where you get to find out the stuff that you may have missed. Some people join the show later on. It's like, hey, what did I miss during the show? I get a lot of those messages. Like, hey, what did I miss? Well, that's what happened is about, to tell you what you missed. And if you want to go back and check it out, opening monologue as well. Stupidest thing I read today gives an opportunity to go to the website. Also, to check out the Sunday show. If you missed the Sunday show is actually pretty fun. I put a lot of heart and soul into the Sunday show. Although it is pre-taped, it is kind of all live. It's all straight. It's really not edited at all, but it's just 4 breaks. It's 1 hour, and it's very subject-driven. And it's got everything to do with the stuff that happened during the week, maybe a little prognosticating for the week ahead, but also some other stuff going on, if not in my life, but things I may experience and what I've learned from them. So the show has a lot of elements to it. And there's an experience, if you will, for Reese on the Radio. So I'm in one way, I'm trying to build the brand, but most importantly, I'm trying to build an appointment for you and check out the show. So I hope we're doing that, and I hope that we continue to inform, entertain, and enlighten at Reese on the Radio. And now, for more of your traffic on this holiday season, is Mark Christopher, the BPS Traffic Center. Hey, Mark. Who's almost there. About to be there. I think is there. Almost. Okay, I promise you we'll work on this part.
Yeah. Here we are. Hey, guys, thank you very much. If you're heading into Hartford right now, things are a little bit slow. Westbound 84, as you approach the Bulky Bridge into the tunnel. 84 eastbound, brief slowdown as you move into the tunnel. Looks good 91 southbound as you move from Windsor down into the Cromwell area. And then you're going to see delays from exit 20 Country Club Road down to 17 in Meriden down by the Wilbur Cross Parkway. Northbound 91 moving very well. Cromwell through downtown up into Windsor. 291 through 84 okay. 2 eastbound moving well. Glastonbury into Marlboro. If you're heading into Middletown, that looks good. 9 in the Aragodi Bridge. We do have an accident Northbound, right at the end of the Parkway between 67 and 68 and in E. The right lane's blocked there. Delays are back to Miller Avenue behind that. Now, if you're heading toward Waterbury right now, eastbound 84 sluggish traffic 17 to 18. Westbound 84 slowing 25A to 25. Again, from 22 up to the Mixmaster. Heading toward Danbury, 84 eastbound slowing sluggish and stop and go pretty much from the 684 interchange out to exit 5. In Danbury, more slow traffic from exit 8 in Danbury out to exit 11 in Newtown. Westbound 84 slows 11 to 7 in Danbury. If you're heading into New Haven, 95 southbound, some slow traffic 46 to 44. In southbound Parkway, you've got slow traffic from 60 in Hamden down in toward the West Rock Tunnel. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Mainly cloudy tonight, the low down to 36. Thursday for Thanksgiving, going to be a damp, raw, and chilly day with rain. Heavy downpours can reduce visibility and cause some ponding out there on the streets and highways. Got a time to reach your destination? Give yourself some extra time so that you can go a little bit slower in the rain. A high of 41. Friday, a mix of clouds and sunshine. The high 45. Breezy with plenty of sun Saturday. At high of 42 is going to feel very cold, that west wind at 10 to 20 miles an hour. Now some sun on Sunday, still breezy out of the west. The high of 40 will feel like the 30s throughout the day. Partly sunny, cold Monday, the high of 39. Tuesday, mostly sunny, still very chilly. Northwest breeze going to make that high of 40 feel like it's down in the 30s again. Right now, Bristol at 42. New London, 45. Mansfield at 36. It's 45 in Hartford. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina in the WTIC Weather Center.
Make your holiday season merry and bright at Magic of Lights. Featuring millions of holiday lights. Pratt & Whitney Stadium at Rentschler Field. Now through January 4th. Tickets available at magicoflights.com.
Wrap up your holiday shopping with Jewelry Television. JTV has thousands of jewelry styles and gifts for women and men. Shop on TV or online. Plus, new JTV customers save up to $50 when you shop jtv.com/radio.
Join us this Sunday for Tumulo Financial, your go-to for retirement planning and taxes. Tune in to the father and son duo from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. or catch the replay from 5 to 6 p.m. Tumulo Financial Retirement Planning with Integrity on WTIC News Talk 1080.
This holiday season, make Liquor Square in Unionville your one-stop shop. Liquor Square's got an incredible selection of wine, spirits, and craft beers to make your holiday celebration special. Stop by today or shop online for delivery at liquorsquaredct.com. Liquor Square, your holiday destination for great taste.
Don Cusson here. Fall is a great time to get behind the wheel and head out for some seasonal driving. With leaves on the road and rain or snow falling, driving can be hazardous. Is your car ready? Cusson Auto features Cooper and Continental tires, helping to ensure a comfortable and safe driving experience no matter the season. Let Cusson Auto handle your next oil change, knowing our team will inspect your vehicle for all your service needs. After all, we'll do it right or not at all. Call 860-289-2389 or visit CussonAutomotive.com.
Cusson Automotive. Cusson.
Oh, minute.
Psychics is America's most trusted psychic network. But don't take it from us. Take it from our customers.
You know, it was probably the best psychic reading I've ever had.
Thank you, California Psychics. You changed my opinion about getting a reading over the phone.
It was definitely worth it, and I would do it again in a second.
That's because at California Psychics, we only connect you with the best. In fact, we reject 98% of the psychics who apply to us. So we guarantee if your reading isn't life-changing, it's free. And right now, new customers receive 20 minutes for just $20.
I've never had a phone call make me so
excited.
So experience the joy of certainty at CaliforniaPsychics.com. Get $5 off with code RADIO5 when you download the app.
What's up, everybody? You know who it is.
You know who it is.
You know who it is. It's Reese on the Radio. Frederick Douglass of the 21st century.
It's WTIC News Talk 1080.
Okay, we're about to get out of here. I'm going to miss you guys tomorrow. But don't worry, we'll be back on Friday. The most important thing I want to do is I'm hoping that December will be a very, very prosperous December for Reese On The Radio. I've got one plan, and there are a lot of things which I'm hopeful for. You know, I want to have my meeting with, or my toe-to-toe, I should say, with Chris Murphy and Ned Lamont, and those days will come. The countdowns are still on. We wait. But I've kind of got a new mission, and I'm hoping that I can fulfill it. But I'll explain that in due course. And I hope you'll join me on that. And I'm hoping that, you know, people like Adam and people like Mark and a couple other people who have sort of been assisting me a little bit will help me in doing this. And happy Thanksgiving, Sharon. Let me read you this story before we get out of here. And I hope you'll indulge me as I read it. It's not a Christmas story or a Thanksgiving story or anything like that. It's just a story.
Be right back.
The story is from March 22nd, 2015. Perfect attendance for an officer until injury leads to disability retirement. Imagine going to work every day for 25 years and never taking a personal day or sick day. Well, this former officer did just that. From his hiring date of February 19th of 1990 to his retirement on February 18th of 2015, this Connecticut native served the police department until a training accident sent him to early retirement. He said he initially became an officer out of the love for both his small town and teaching. A graduate of Southern Connecticut State University, he had planned to become a teacher in the school system. When he found out there were no openings at the time, he took a test to become a police officer for the town, for which he was able to utilize his teaching degree. He said throughout the years in the police department, he never attempted to advance in rank because he would have to give up teaching, which he said just didn't seem worth it. He worked with the DARE program, which is the anti-drug program, where he taught children how to deal with peer pressure and how to make good choices and good decisions. And although he could have chosen to relocate during his employment, he said that his love for his town kept him in one place. He said, quote, "I did a great deal of traveling, but no matter where I was always happy to be right here in Connecticut. It's a great town, great people, and I'm very fortunate to have worked here. Throughout my whole thing, this town has been amazing. It's been kind and sympathetic to me. They were always checking up on me. And the police department, I couldn't thank them enough." He says he is grateful for the many town employees who were supportive throughout the years. Without their support, I don't think I could have made it. I'm very proud to have been a part of this police department. He said he was teaching at a training session in East Hartford about 4 years ago when he was flipped on top of his head, losing feeling on the left side of his body. The former police officer suffered from pinched nerves and still feels discomfort. During the Board of Finance meeting recently, at which pensions were discussed, Chairman Matthew T. Hoey III said many people regard disability pensions negatively, but they should rethink their negative views when it comes to this officer and his dedication to serve the town. One of our long-standing police officers will receive a disability pension, and so often when people hear that, particularly when it comes or when it relates to municipal employees, it creates a negative connotation, Hoey said, of the March 16 hearing. This officer served 25 years in this town, and contrary to what some folks think about disability pensions, this individual, in the course of a 25-year-plus career, did not miss a day of work. Now he is given a disability pension because of an injury that occurred on the job. Mitchell Goldblatt, Director of Human Resources for the town, said that the police officer was a dedicated officer. He said, quote, "He was a very dedicated officer. He worked with the DARE program. He worked with the Wellness Committee. When he first started it up, when we first started it up, and certainly he was someone who was well respected as an officer for a long time here. John Roach, a retired police sergeant from the police department, said that he's known this officer since the officer was a child and was excited when he learned that he wanted to become a police officer. He said, quote, he was outstanding. His mother used to work for the town too. And when he was a youngster, he didn't have a father. And I got him involved in the Big Brother program. He was just a wonderful kid, and we wanted the best for him, Roach said, after attending a pension committee meeting on Wednesday. And I was so honored when he became a policeman. Now, he was a policeman for 25 years, the same as me. And now he's reached the point where he's disabled, and he has to fend for himself at this point. He said the hardest thing was after the injury, not being able to work. Now that he's retired, he says he plans to eventually get his master's degree and teach history at the high school level. The pension committee voted overwhelmingly to give him his monthly disability pension from the police retirement fund. That officer's name is William Maisano, the police officer who was a guest on our show yesterday. That officer who is facing 5 years in jail come December 12th. That's the article that the New Haven Register wrote about him 10 years ago, going on 10 years ago, on March 22nd, 2015. That officer, the one who served 25 years in his town, never took a day off of work, is now facing imprisonment and separation from his family after the dedication he gave to the city of Guilford. Somebody explain to me how that email warrants him, this guy, going to jail. How does it happen? How does somebody do that to him? It takes a real piece of work to be able to sleep at night to do that to this guy. Someone's going to have to explain it to me. And I don't think any of us should relent. It's not a fight for everybody, but I know it's a fight for some. And I believe that I think that we can have an effect here. I really do. I don't know why, but it's in me. It's like something about this guy. I don't know what it was. I have no idea. I don't know him from a hole in the ground, but I have there's some sort of instinct. And I'm hoping that people who listen to this show and have been reading the story that Mark Fitch put out in Inside Investigator, I saw it was on the CT Capitol report this morning after I emailed them the story. They put it on their page this morning. I'm hoping that more and more people get to hear it. It's about 3 weeks away, and I'm trying to grow a groundswell. So if you know the story, if you know where to find the story, I'll put it on my Facebook page. Please share it with many people in the Connecticut area. Share it with as many people as you can and see if we could at least get them to speak up and say what they're about to do to this man is wrong. And I'm sure that they can let bygones be bygones and just move on. It's unfair to do what they're doing to this guy. I don't know if I found that story by accident. No one sent it to me. I just happened to find it. I saw his picture and I went, wow, like somebody wrote this about the guy? And now they're doing this? I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't. I'm actually going to share. Let me see if I can get the article here. Here we go. I'm going to see if I can share it on the page now. I got a nice message from him yesterday after we had him on the show. I should at least read it. It was a kind thing for him to do because he didn't have to. Where's his email? Goodness gracious. I wasn't even ready. Sometimes I fly by the seat of my pants. Here we go. Excuse me, let me read this here. He wrote to me, he said, "Thank you for allowing me on the air for my story. I have faith that God's will be done, and that something good will come out of this in the end. I felt very strongly that you are one of the few men possessing the courage and the integrity to stand up for what you know in your heart to be right. As they say, all it takes is evil to prevail. For evil to prevail is for good men to do nothing." It's funny because I say that all the time. "I know that men like you and Mark are not that type. I'm often asked why I push back against the school system, why I don't stay quiet and won't just go along. What kind of man would I be? What example would I be to my son if I accepted comfort over my integrity? No, that's something I can't and won't do. God bless you and your family, and thank you so much for your display of courage and support." That's what he wrote to me. I try not to get emotional, but it for me, weirdly enough, if we could do something for him, I don't get to do this all the time to help people who are in need. I get this platform, which I think is, through God's grace, that I get an opportunity like this. But if I'm not paying it forward, if I'm not using my voice in this platform to at least help somebody who's in need, what's it all for? And like I said, I don't get to do it often, but when I do, I do. And I think that's important. This is just one of those stories that's important. All right, so you folks, I hope you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Spend it with your families. And if you do get the added bonus of having some quiet time by yourself, I applaud you. I'm just saying, I'm jealous.
Quiet time is for Friday.
I'm just saying that I'm envious of you if you get to. And for those of you who don't, you know what? Listen, let me tell you this. For those of you who have nothing to do, try to volunteer. I know it seems like kind of weird, but see if you can. Right? If you got a busy life and you don't get to do all that much, it's like, hey, what can I do today? I'm going to sit around and do nothing. Maybe you don't like football, right? So that's not going to be, or you don't like the teams that are playing. Big whoop. Go out there and volunteer. There's a soup kitchen out there that needs you. Hey, you know what? Contact Karen Thomas over at the Friendly Hands Food Bank. I'm sure she's going to be out there helping plenty of people. My good friend Karen Thomas. What were you going to say, Roland? Were you going to say something?
I was just going to say that you would hate coming to my family functions for.
Why?
Because we're loud, obnoxious, we're playing spades and pity pat and left, right, center, and watching games and eating food, and they have a lot of wine and all kind of stuff going on.
I wouldn't do this. I would play one game of spades just because nobody would believe that I could play. But I despise that game.
I love that game.
Everybody does.
I talk so much trash.
Yeah, I know.
People want to fight me after.
And there's your reason I won't play. Right there. Turns into a damn fight. Every time. People take it like they're winning a championship ring.
Yeah, you could lose. You could become, unfamily.
Yeah, no.
From that game. People have unfamily.
Exactly.
That's a word I just made up.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the game of spades, disowning families since 1942.
Facts.
Let's get another check of the traffic. And as I always say, radio is free, so we thank you for paying attention. Remember to keep JC in your hearts and in your mind. Sean Patrick, we love you and we miss you. Remember that panic is not planning, so plan your work and work your plan. Me, I'm Reese on the Radio. You have a happy Thanksgiving, and we'll see you back here on Friday. He's Mark Christopher in the BPS Traffic Center. Happy Thanksgiving, Mark.
Same to you, Reese. Enjoy, and everyone have a happy and safe Thanksgiving weekend. If you're heading into Hartford right now, things have eased out nicely.
All right, my boy.
Thank you, sir.
Farmington, Vernon, 91 north and south, but okay.
Yeah, I am.
Oh, you are?
291.3.
Yeah, I only take the Thanksgiving off. I always come in on Friday.
Oh, okay.
Marlboro. If you're heading into Middletown, no problems there. We're seeing
All right, enjoy your meal, man.
19
Hug a family, man. Hug a family, hug a friend.
Yeah.
Primal through downtown.
I'll try not to be tough.
Looks like that accident.
There you go.
Halfway between 6.
All right, guys. Thank you. Wonderful having you guys here. Thank you for joining the show today. I'm going to post that picture on Facebook, or that story on Facebook by Mark Fitch. If you can, please share it with as many people as you can. See if we can get the word out. See if we can get somebody to respond to it, all right? See if we can make a happy Thanksgiving, and if not, a happy Christmas for he and his family. All right? Thank you, guys. I love you. Y'all be good.